our celestial discernment. So I would know what time and season it is and not be doing what everybody is doing to this world by celebrating these twisted holidays that are not aligned in scripture. So they're aligned with the sun god, and they're pagan, and they're Satanist, and they're in opposition of your words. So thank you for giving the discernment to see these things. Most go along like it's okay, and I know it's not okay, Father, to celebrate anything. So thank you for discernment. Thank you for discernment of understanding that I'm not under this covenant of the old, and that you came back, you sent the flesh so that we're not under this testament of flesh, but of spirit. So celestial understanding is very important. Thank you, Father, for that, so that I don't go by this orgy calendar that has to do with sex and orgies and rituals and sacrifice. And although it seems very hard to understand how this is not taught, but it is the gospel, that we're not under this testament of old, of sacrifice and blood and ritual, the God of Aleth, the Alpha God, the God of fire, but the God of flesh, born of water, of a virgin, through the Pisces, he's not of, the Father is not of flesh, and he said that you need to be not of flesh. That's why he sent his son and warned you, if you, these eyes, idolism, idols, statues, dirt shaped buildings, and tall things and small things, little idols and big idols, and lies. Let no man take your inheritance, your crown, that crowning moment when the bride is called out at that wedding, your prize. That's what you're running for. So, yeah. Idolatry. It's porneia, brothers, sisters, is the Greek word porneia. Greek word idolatria, idolatry, idolatry. Idol, eyes, imagery, eyes. Anything your eyes see is flesh. He says, be not of flesh, be born from above. Christ-like, he did the things of his Father's will, not of his own. He said, I am. Before Abraham was, I am. I am the aletheia. He is not idolatry. He is Shem. He is authority. He is love. He is agape. That's what he is. He doesn't exist with flesh. He sent his son to exist and fulfill the law of the flesh. So porneia is the Greek word idolatry, or idolatria. Latria is to serve, and ido is our eyes. Eyes. Just make it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. You serve your eyes, you're serving your, this is the crown that he said that will be stolen from you. It's these two thieves that hang right here on this cross. Your biggest enemy is self, you, and all the perversion that you make of your own eyes and your own lies, whether it's to the skies or it's here on this earth. It's all twisted and changed. And that's what he warns of. Don't rape my word, because that's what you're doing. You're forcing yourself on it. He didn't say rape, but that's essentially what idolatry is. You're forcing yourself on in any way you can, anywhere you can put it. You try to put that where your version, and that's the last words he gave us. Don't change anything, nothing. So, hallelujah. No, you can't. The eyes don't lie. Even as a law enforcement officer, I can look into somebody's eyes and tell whether they tell a lot about them. As a DRE and a SFST, both instructor, not for DRE, but SFST instructor, the eyes are the The eyes are the window to the soul. Like I said, most people won't look you in the eyes right now. And if you look them in the eyes, they turn clear, opaque, get ghost on you. They start thinking about something in their own head in about 30 seconds. It's just self, not a demon, but a distributor of lies to self. So people don't want this aletheia. They don't want the truth. They don't want to serve the Father. They want to serve self. They want to make up their own version. That dog's so big. So he warns of that. Don't serve these lying eyes, because they're the ones that are going to steal your inheritance probably more than anybody else. Anything else is just a test of what is the word orge. That means a test of your faith, to quick to indignation and not let the Father beat you, beat the self out of you. God beats the people he loves. With man, he tests our faith to see if we'll be under this testament of not of vengeance, right? Not of war. He is the God of vengeance and the God of war, right? He required sacrifice and rituals and traditions, and these things are all blotted out now. Hallelujah. We're not under that. Why is that not taught? That's the good news, brother. It says we ain't here to impress anybody. We ain't here to be loved. We ain't here to be liked. We ain't here to make friends. We are here to be hated, not loved. That's right. We are not here to be loved, right? But hated. So as soon as you start figuring that out, that things aren't going to get better, great again, things are going to get sorrows is what the word it says. Birthing pains. If you look around and you don't see that happening right now, the only thing that makes any sense right now is it's aligning with the scripture. You know what I'm saying? It's aligning with scripture. I talked to somebody yesterday and they said that. They said, man, the only thing, if you look around right now with all the stuff that's going on, that's right. Very simple. It's not even hard, is it, Lion? You be hated for his Shem's sake, his law's sake, his authority's sake, not Jesus. And not for not going by their twisted orgy calendar, celebration of birth and celebration of all these holidays and rituals and traditions of men, coming into the traditions of men, all this Jezebel spirit of sex and orgy or gay, right? A test of our faith. See what you'll do. See if you'll succumb to the world, or if you'll succumb to self, or if you'll do what you're told. 2 John and 6, love the Father, walk and follow in the commandments of God. Do what you're told. And he tells you to deny yourself, pornea. Take up your cross daily. Deny self daily. And follow after me. So, what are you going to do? He says, be in the world, but be not of it. You're not under a war to fight with anybody. If you were smart, he said, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Bye. I'm out of here. See you, Maria. Fight or flight. You got two modes. What are you going to do? Make your stand on what you're going to do now. You better not be trying to fix your roof when it's raining. Are you reactive? Or are you proactive? Well, how do you work? Are you one of those people who waits for things to happen? Do you wait for toilet paper to run out before you go and get it? Do you wait for the price of precious metals to go up to $50 for silver before you're going to jump in on it? All these things. How are you? Are you reactive or proactive? Are you like our Fed, the Federal Reserve? That's as federal as Federal Express. They're not proactive. They're reactive. Remember? They only try to fix it after it's broken. Or they break it all. They break it and fix it, break it. It's just a cycle. You're being gamed. But ebb and flow, proactive, reactive. How do you do things? Do you wait for, a hurricane to build a shelter away from the weather, or do you sit around and wait for the weather and go, oh, man, Maybe God will send me a boat. You're supposed to be the boat. You're supposed to be the vessel. He's supposed to be the commander. Remember 2 John and 6? Donald said it. You're supposed to be building an under ark. Thank you, Donald. The under ark. Are you building an under ark for hailstones, the weight of a talent? That's going to happen. I'm not making a prediction. I don't do that, but I don't think we have years before all that moisture from Hunga Tonga comes raining down as hailstones. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. What do we have in an auction here? Anybody 121? I got 121 and a half. Anybody and a half? I got 2. Anybody 3? I got 3 and a half. Anybody 5? I got 7 and a half. Anybody 10? 130 pound. I got 130. Anybody 1? I got 1. Y'all in. Y'all done. 2, 3. Now 4. I got 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 10. 10, 12 and a half. I got 7, 12, 13, 14. 129 pound and 14 ounce hailstones, brothers and sisters. Are y'all in? Are y'all done? How many you think your roof? You think anybody 30, anybody can make it through a 30 pound hail ball? Anybody want? Y'all in? Y'all done? Blunt force trauma to the head, isn't it? That's what we got right here, brothers and sisters. That's right here. Anybody 33? Anybody 33 and a half? Anybody 1? All in? 5, 5 and a half. And I got 7. You think your proof can make it through a 37 and a half pound? I got 37 and 8. Anybody 9? Come on, brothers and sisters. Serious. Are you going to sit here and let me play with the numbers? Are you going to listen? It says 129 pound, 14. Now, do you doubt what it says in that word of God? Do you react what it says in that book? Are you reactive or are you proactive? Do you fix your roof when it starts to rain, or do you fix your roof before it starts to rain? Y'all in? Y'all done? You're going to be done. Blunt force trauma to the head if you don't listen to the word of God. So, doesn't have to get to 129 pounds, does it? 14 ounces before you're already, yeah, what's the last thing going through your mind? Your rear end. Yep, just like a bug on the windshield. So, they're already happening. The 129 pound is just part of the plagues. That's when it's going to get serious. But there's already, if you notice, a massive ringing out from Hunga Tonga, which happened in 2022. February 15th, its submarine volcano went off after they deemed it extinct. Dead, killed it off. 3 days later, it rose. February 12th, it was extinct, never going to go off again, and killed it. Bam! 3 days later, it rose out of the ocean. Put 146 gigarams of moisture, 13 to 14% more moisture in our upper atmosphere. Nobody talks about it. So the mechanics are there. It's just a matter of time. What goes up must come down. The cream always rises just like a little leaven. Leaven's the whole lump. Careful. Careful as you can. Tread lightly. So I'll let you out. Hold on. I love you balls. I love you guys. You guys are my best puppies that I ever had in the whole world. You guys. So, you can keep ignoring what I'm saying, and everybody can, and I don't really care what the whole world says. I know the mechanics. I'm not making this up. This ain't some made up. This is a recorded historical event. You keep ignoring history, you're going to repeat the woes of history. That's a problem with, with society today. And the funny thing is these distributors of fortunes and lies, and they know this. They're the ones I think are responsible for it. I believe they're the ones who pumped that 146 gigarams. However they did it, I don't care. If it was natural, if it wasn't, it doesn't even matter anymore. Whether it was conspiracy theory, if it was natural or not, it happened. The sooner you get over the fact that, this ain't about some, God's going to come save me. No, you got to put legs on faith. That whole send me the boat is a bunch of nonsense. You're supposed to be the boat. He's the one who pushes you to do what you're supposed to be doing. So all this nonsense, man, this hocus pocus. Everybody believe in their own version. You think you told Noah to build an ark for no reason? So, anyways, I'm not trying to change nothing. Nobody. You do you, and I'll do me. Hey, we're almost back to 17,000. We're going to have a freaking subscriber channel going backwards. As is above, so is below. On earth as it is in heaven. Going forward, going backwards in that life. 3 steps forward, 5 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. Yeah! So is life. All right, I'm going to get me something going to eat here. Ooh, we'll get going here. This is not an if vent. This is a when, a matter of when, not a matter of if it's going to happen or not. You're already past that. Too late for if. If is a thing that is not a possibility. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, Father, for this discernment. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. So, doesn't have to get to 129 pounds to crush your everything, that your whole world. Just try to remember that. And if that's the way God wants you to die, then that's the way you're going to die. Don't worry about it. Don't trip. Don't trip about it. You need to research hailstones, Colton. They've been all over this. You're not going to escape anywhere. It's in our upper atmosphere. So they have been on just about every continent. I've done videos on this platform for 10 years talking about this event and the mechanics of the Honga Tonga were not even up there, and we had already had basketball size hail in the 1800s. So study that cycle. You'll find there were basketball size hailstones in the 1800s that leveled wooden cities. So during the liquefaction event that happened here on this rock called Eternal Avatar Reality Training Habitat, Earth. No, that's the people here. So earth is not under your feet and heaven is not above your head. So why do people think, where in the word does it say that dead people go to the sky? Why do people believe that dead people, why do people believe, you can't believe a thought in your head, but why do people believe that dead people go to the sky? Where does that say that in scripture, that dead people go to the sky? Where does that say that? Where do dead people go to the sky in scripture? Can somebody enlighten me about what that's all about? All right, cool. We're plugged in there. Okay, so dead people don't go to the sky. Heaven is not in the sky. Earth is not below your feet. So the sooner you figure that out, the sooner things will start making a lot more sense. So heaven is not in the sky. Heaven is the ruling class of the earth, the people that are here. Earth is the ruled, and heaven is the earth. So when God created the heavens and the earth, that doesn't mean that he created somewhere in the sky. Dead people don't go to the sky. It really changes scripture a lot when you take out the nonsense of dead people in the sky. It changes the whole space farce, upper atmosphere, low Earth orbit. That's where the International Swim Station is supposedly at, is in low Earth orbit, where nobody's ever been out of our atmosphere. That's nonsense. They've already said they have not been able to get through the Van Allen belt. So that's what it all leads to, is a bunch of lies and deception about gods in the sky. Gods in the sky? I thought dead people were in the sky. No, nobody goes to the sky. There's nothing. The sky has nothing to do with this, other than we're supposed to meet him in the sky. We're supposed to meet him in the sky. That's the inheritance, brothers and sisters. That's the gospel. That's what meet him in the sky. That's what it is. This is the age I've already showed you on the board, the age of Aquarius. We're here. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What a blessing to be in this celestial understanding. I'll let you check this. I'm boiling some water here. I'm trying to get some water boiling. Don't let that get all over my hand. I reached in the coffee pot. That can't be from the coffee pot that stained my hand like that. What is that? All right, sorry, that's some of that black that was cleaning the coffee pot up. So I don't understand people there, but I don't care. I don't. Yeah, the cats don't come in anymore. The cats stay outside. Cats are outside kitties now. But it's okay because I ain't tripping, you know. At one time I was young in life. I didn't understand that. I didn't know that God created the heavens. You know, when he says honor thy father and thy mother, that's not your mom and dad. Huh? God created the heaven and the earth. That's not above your head. That's not below your feet. Huh? So it's kind of ridiculous that most people, we just twist everything in the Word of God and make it our own. We just love to make our own version. And everybody's going along with it. And to show you, even all the way up to like presidents and people who rule all the militaries, didn't Mr. Donald Trump create the Space Force or Space Force, the Space Force, the Star Trek logo? Yeah. So, whatever. They're in on it. Let's have chicken teriyaki. I'm eating a freeze-dried meal, guys. I'm eating freeze-dried meals. Look at this. I'm reaping the benefits. Ooh, man, I almost want to have that home-style turkey dinner again. Ooh, I'm going to have a home-style turkey dinner again. To heck with it. There's a few of them in there. Oh, man. Oh, man. Home-style turkey dinner. This is so fire. Oh, man, this is so good. Okay, make sure you take out the oxygen absorber. Oh man, that's gonna be so good. So yeah, I just went with it because this was so good the other. That's so good. I could have had a new one, but look at this freaking. Oh man, it's freaking hot. Look at those chunks in there. You see that, guys? That is freaking so good. I'm telling you, the smell of this is so freaking wonderful. And there's turkey with every bite, man. I'm not even going for something new. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let me tell you, boys, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. So I don't stir it. I like to kind of just fluff it. Want to see that again? See the water level? I don't like to overdo the water level. Wow, man, that's hotter than all get out. Because I put boiling water in there. I'm not. Oh, come on. Here, let me set it down. I mean, it's freaking so yummy. Turkey with every bite. The turkey's not like some chipped turkey. It's got texture to it. Okay, let's get this. Got to zip this bad boy up. It's 2 servings I'm going to eat. Last time I ate all of it, it was fuller than all get out. So turn that around. Get that moisture. Oh, and that bit. Ooh, I didn't get that little end zip there. Uh-oh. Let's make sure our water level's still okay. All right, it's just meant to be that way. We just spilt a little bit, about a teaspoon on the ground. Or make sure your bag's zipped all the way before you flip it over, goofball. No, not yet. I've never tried any of those new ones that I bought. I only have old ones. This even the new wrapper. So this is wonderful. If you like this and you put this turkey dressing, right? Turkey dressing, because that's what this is with cranberry. This would be so fire. Lady in red, you would just absolutely, this is good. This is freaking fabulous, you know, super good, high quality food. So let's let that sit there and we'll beat the gums here for a minute or three and go on. So, hey, we're down to we only need 2 more subscribers to go backwards, and we're back down to 17,000 again. Yeah, no, this is how you do it. You eat them right in the pouch. This is your meal right here in the pouch. It cooks all in because see, it's foil lined, you know, it's Mylar. So it cooks right in that bag. Yeah, I've got some cast iron hanging up. All my cast iron hangs up. I mean, not all of it, but. Yeah, I don't know. There's different, availability depending on where you go. So, but they remember Mountain House has they have a catalog. You can order anything from Mountain House. You know, you can order directly from Mountain House and get their product and get it. And I have some bigger. They have cans. Yeah, right in the pouch. You eat it right here, right out of this. This is camping food. Cooks right in the bag. You heat it up. I mean, that hot thing is hotter than a pistol because the water was boiling. So that's just cooking it, steaming it, just, and I don't know how long it says to pour it in the bag, and then 5 minutes. I like to give it a little jiggle here and there and let that water flip it one way, flip it the other. Boom! So this is my way to be able to go out into the woods. So if you saw on the, I don't know, I don't want to get my hopes up that I'm going to get this vehicle. Yeah, you can eat. I was eating it raw right out of the bag, and it was good. I was like, the chicken casserole, super good. All of it. I had the stroganoff the other day. I did have that. So you can eat it dry. You can eat it room temperature. You can eat it hot. Either way, it's good. And the idea that I like is it's already prepared. We did the cost. I don't think you can produce that bag for what's in that bag right now. I don't think you can produce the quality of food for the price that they're charging. That's 2 servings of food. If you just, if you made one thing, if you had like a dinner roll, or you made some cobbler with it, or, you just some side vegetable or something, it's going to go with 2 people. You're going to be able to separate. We talked about the other night about going into the woods. And if somebody went and hunted and the other person gathered, you should be able to put together a meal with that pouch for the day, and having up between those. There's a lot of protein. There's 30 grams of protein in that bag. And so that's high protein. And so it's a good rate. I wish I would have bought more, through the years, but that's okay. I have enough to take on the road and still have, some left over, but that's okay. I'm going to thought that I would use it for me. When I bought all this stuff, it was always for the community, the cause, the bigger. I never ever individually, any of it was, this is mine. So when I went and, I got to HAARP, I haven't done it yet, but I'm eating, going out and eating some of this, harvesting the first fruits, so, hallelujah. Yes, absolutely, DW. You better start doing that now. That's why I'm trying to get away. You guys aren't listening to me, and that's okay. I mean, you're not. If you don't hear me, that's okay. I'm gonna go do this because this is what you need to do. You need to go back to an organic lifestyle. Every time, I mean, if you pay like a even if for a fishing license, which I don't think you should have to, but let's just say because a fishing license is not that darn expensive. For as many fish as you could catch in the year, you're telling me fish is not cheap in the store. And if you could catch an organic fish, not some farm raised fish, and a lot of that stuff in the stores now is just a bunch of farm raised fish. It's not even real. I don't even know what a fishing license is. I haven't thrown a pole in the water in 12 years, but I am going to now, and I'll go ahead and get my license. I don't have to worry about getting bothered. And I ain't about licking boots. You know that. So, yeah, you better do this now. You should be honing these skills. So I'm not going to say you need to do this and then not go out and do it. Now, I already live off grid. I already live away from people. I already live society, but I want to still have the ability to keep in my hunting and gathering skills honed. So I'm going to find a places where I can still trap legally, trap whatever, set a little fall trap, and honestly, I plan being far enough away from people. I ain't even gonna hopefully have to even deal with the park rangers, and they're not cops. They're not beat cops, so I ain't tripping. And I ain't gonna sit there. What happens in your school? So I'm not running from anything. I want to go enjoy my lifestyle. Now, I tried to form a community for 10 years. Couldn't get anybody to be serious enough to come out here and do it with me. You know, a lot of it's just a pipe dream to people. It's like a swipe on a YouTube or a TikTok, and that's fine, but I've been doing it for 10 years. There are people, we do these things. We go out and get her done, We don't dream about it. We live it. And so I want to go live waterfalls. I want to go live hunting wild berries, salmon berries, and shiitake mushrooms. And I don't even like mushrooms, but I'm eat them anyways. Chanterelle, and imagine if I added chanterelle mushroom to this, a grip load of chanterelle mushrooms. And I'd probably fire roast them first before I put them in this bag a little bit, give them a little tiny bit of a smoke fire, roast, and then chop them up, cook them, and put them in this bag, divide it in half with somebody, freaking porter chanterelle mushrooms and home style turkey dinner. Whoo, boy, let me tell you. So look at this. Oh my goodness, guys. Let's keep letting this do its thing. That's so freaking good. Turkey with every bite. Well, last time I ate it, there was turkey in every single bite, all the way to the end. Those little green things are so freaking good. Turkey's all. So let's close it up a little bit more. Let it just cook for a little bit. Yeah, I still have property for sale. I've been pegging away at this. I might not have to sell the property. Well, I will eventually, the 5 acre, but I might be able to donate all 40 of these acres to the ministry. That would be so awesome, guys. That would be so amazing. So, Colton, that's a stupid question. You can't live in a subdivision, and I'm not trying to be on you, but that's a dumb question. Can you on a subdivision? You can't even grow a garden. So it buzzed when I left. So yeah, I put a lot of stuff online, guys. I'm short $2,500 from buying the truck I want. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't care. God's got to make it happen for me. So he'll do it. He'll do it. Like I said, it ain't no pipe dream. I'm putting in the legs. I put legs on faith whenever it's supposed to happen. But I'm getting close because I sold the tractor. I traded that Mazda 4x4, that 1 year Mazda 4x4 for some precious metals. I sold some tractor parts today. So I wish I could just find a loan. You know what I'm saying? I asked somebody today, somebody I knew, I was like, hey, I'll give you my deed to my property. It's 30 grand minimum price for this 20 acres. Can you just give me 3 grand right now so I could go buy this truck, and I will give you the deed to my property, and I'll give you some interest or something. I don't want to lose my property, but I'm good for money. I pay my payments on, never missed a land payment. So he's like, man, I just don't have it right now. He just poured out a bunch of money for, I forget what he just did, a bunch of stuff. The only person I know I could, ask, and but that's okay. It's no worries. I'll get something sold here. I put a bunch of things online for sale. Another car that I had, that Toyota Corolla Tercel, which I didn't want to sell it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I still haven't advertised the land, the 20 acres next to this. I'm trying to hold out on it, so I really don't want to sell it. I want it to be all one parcel. This would be so much better if there was no neighbor here, and this was all, because that way I can zone one AG, keep it AG, 2 like it is, and then zone the other one residential. So you do nothing but use the one, nothing but to garden on, full. I mean, you don't need 20 acres to garden. Do you know what you were a good person? Colton, I don't understand your sometimes your questions are very random and don't make any sense. All right. Come on in, boys. My boys. All right, let's eat some of this food, man. I'm freaking hungry. I kind of worked my butt off today. Get her done, get her done. All right, so this can be so fire. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Once again, I'm not going to show what I did last time, but it's just a fabulous turkey. Darn it. All right, Tango. Go. Go. Get out of here. Go. Barmanoose. No begging. I don't do begging animals. Go now. You know that. You're old enough. You're 14 years old. Go. About face, soldier. Move out. Yeah. You know what? This is as good as the last one. Really super good, guys. That ain't some crap meal. See that? Look at that. Lots of turkey. And it's just excellent. Really is good, excellent flavor. That tastes better than 9 out of 10 people's turkey dinner that I've been to. So, 2 or 3 more subscribers, brothers and sisters, and we're back to 17,000. Woohoo! So, that's okay. Man, that is so good. So fabulous. I put a little more water in it than I did last time. That's okay. If I just let it sit there for a minute, I bet you. Oh, Mom, keep going. I said last time I ate it, and even in the last bite, there was turkey in the very last bite that I was eating. So it wasn't like it was uneven. whatever these little green things are here. I think they're like green beans, but they're kind of sliced. Those are freaking excellent. They're just, look at that. I mean, you could tell that has flavor. You could just look at that, and how could that not have flavor in it? All right, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it. Darn it. Whatever. You guys are worth it. Come here, Tango. Oops. Come here. He'll clean up. Puppy will clean it up. Oops, I dropped it on the ground. I feel fabulous. Okay, so I'm super excited. I've decided on the vehicle. That I'm going for. So, okay, all done. Thank you, Tango. All done. Go on, all done. Man, last time I ate it all, it was too much. I think I'm going to slow down and not eat it all this time because it was so good I couldn't stop eating it. Because it's really larger than one serving. I don't eat that much anymore. It's so good. The carrots. Go. So, I found this nice. Yeah, this would make such a good, you know what I'm saying? Let me just look at it once again. I'm going to drop it again, but yeah, if you had a can of cranberry sauce and some bread, oh man, that'd be one of the best turkey sandwiches, you know, dressy turkey you've ever had. So I'm really happy that I bought these years ago. It's like the Father had this all planned out for me, so to speak. So I talked to the neighbor that I know down the road about my title in and going and getting a title loan. And he'd say, like, please don't do that, Tracy. Please don't do that. He's like, if you miss a payment, you're going to lose your land and the vehicle, you know? I don't know. Oh, because the reason that I'm a little on the fence about this is today I called the cement company here locally and they never called me back. So I started calling around. Because remember I said I was going to go into town today to Bend, but I didn't end up going. Because somebody else turned me on to this other company that will drive out here with 3 yards of concrete. And 3 yards of concrete, 45 80-pound bags is 1 yard of concrete. So I think I need about 1 yard to fill every cell that I need filled completely with concrete. And that leaves me 2 extra yards. Well, I'm paying like $300 or $400 more, but if I bought the same amount, it would cost me more to mix it myself. to drive into bed. I'd have to buy 100 and what's that? 135 bags of concrete, and it would cost me more. The bags are $5.98 a bag for a 45-pound bag. He said he would deliver it for $2.16 a yard to my property out here. Man, I better stop eating it. See, I'm freaking stuffed. I just can't stop eating it. It tastes so good. Oh man. So what would that do, brothers and sisters, is like dig back all these walls away from the walls and fill all around this, the ends, get the ends really super all the way around. I don't know. I don't know if it's organic, Lion, in this. It's going to be as close to, I don't know. You have to look at Mountain House. They're not totally like that, but there, like I said, but it's way better than anything I think you could probably get at the grocery store. Because listen, just because it says organic now doesn't mean that it's organic too, by the way. So they say one thing and do something else. So, but anyways, I have found that this concrete is cheaper. I think Nate does you can look at Nate on Canadian Prepper. There's a company that does organic. There's a company that does organic, and I believe they're, freeze dried, and it's that company that that Nate has. So this is pretty good though. I'm telling you, I just ate it and I think it's the freaking turkey in my teeth. That's a good thing, right? Turkey every bite. So, but here's the little bit of a dilemma. I have to spend the $650 and I really need that money for that vehicle that I'm trying to buy. So it's like, but I need both of these both of these are pretty important right now with what I'm trying to do, is get this shelter finished and have the vehicle. So one is interfering with the other. And I don't think I want to wait to have him do the concrete, because he said he put me on the list for next Friday. And I can't, too much longer out here before this ground is going to start freezing, To have a job. I own 20 acres of property next to me. I own all these vehicles. I'm a trader. I'm a horse trader. I buy things and I fix. I built that cabin. I built this cabin. I sell things that I build. I breed. I am an animal. I'm a farmer. To have a job. I work more than most people work in a day than people work all week. I'm building a $500,000 storm shelter. So archive under ARC. So that's a full-time job by itself. And I do this, I pastor here and do I'm doing that than I do anything else. So that's a full-time job in itself. Hallelujah. I do almost spend full-time working here with you guys if you look at the hours that I've put in here. So I'm not renting them out anymore. I've decided I'm not doing that. Because Carl, I could take in, like I have a lady who's wanting to trade me that one. It's up for sale right now for $33,000 for the one that I built. The Rusty Dragon is up for sale right now on the marketplace. And I have a couple of people. One lady, she's looking into if she can put on another lady, she make another offer, but she's trying to get enough cash from her, and get enough cash to buy out what she thinks. I said, whatever, offer me whatever cash you think you can cut up with, and if it's worth enough, I'll take it. I'm not trying to, I have a certain amount of time and effort and materials. It took me years to put the material together just to build the build. I couldn't rebuild that build again because it's unique. It's a one, it's a one custom, a one-off building, not another one like it. So I wouldn't have the material that I have now to rebuild it the same way that I built it. So to make a duplicate building. But she wants to trade me for a Seeker motorhome, which I could either leave here as part of the ministry, which would be nice because then I could travel with it if I wanted to and go do road travel during the summer, during the really good, the ideal months where I'm not even concerned about the road, and it could be left here because it's 32 feet. It's bigger than the building that, this lady's trying to put this thing in the county, put on her property, but she's got a 32-foot. I guarantee she don't have that 32-foot motorhome in her driveway, though. She's probably letting it sit in some storage place or something like that, unless she's got, but she lives in maybe she has a big piece of property. I think she's widowed, so her husband's not alive anymore, and she's wanting to trade that. So that's what I do. I trade things. I fix things. I sell. I trade. It's like that tractor. I put 2 years into building that tractor and getting it back up on to where it was, it sat for a while, years. And the guy drove it out of here. He's totally happy. Today, went and picked up some more parts for it. I gave him half price. So I'm half price in everything. I half priced the property, the 5 acres. I originally started that at $37,000. And now I have 19,000 right now. Probably the closest property out here to the school, so he'll do, but I'm super interested in this 4Runner, guys. It's a surf model, and it's more than I want to spend, but this thing has, doesn't even have 100,000 miles, doesn't even have 60,000 miles on it. So the price is more than I would ever spend for something, but it's not like I'm buying some low-end model. Actually, this Surf is a Hilux model, which means it's a diesel, and it's got less than 60,000 miles on it. It's like buying a brand spanking, almost new vehicle. It would be for me. I don't think, it's a 93 though. So I'm hot to trot. That's why I've been super busy. Today I listed another 15 things or something on the internet today. That's why I think I might just go to town tomorrow and see if somebody will give me a loan on this title. Whatever, I'm not going to miss the title. I'll make sure something, whatever, if I have to drop the price of something to near, whatever, go to a pawn shop and take stuff to a pawn shop, what, I would do that, but I don't do that. I've been a pawn shop forever, but that's the deficit right now. It's probably about $3,000, and that's come a long way. So thank you, Father, for helping me get some things sold out here finally. It did take moving the prices of things below market value, but things are tight right now. So everybody who's bought something from me or bought something, they've been really happy and with the value of what they've got and the product. So I'm feeling comfortable that the God's hand is in this, and he'll push me through this last few $1,000s that I need to get with theirs. Like I had to buy a window for the van, that's the one that ended up, the cop shot the front windshield, and I'm not going to worry about the front windshield right now. It's not broke out. It just has a, like a rock hit it, so, but I've got somebody, I have to buy a battery for that one too. So there's all these extra little costs, if you ever done anything like I do, you're just, you're self-employed. You have to, it takes money to make money. So, but I'm thinking hopefully, this vehicle sat for, I looked at another one. It was even less money than this, but it went as soon as I, and it had 135,000 on it, but this one has less than 60, and this one's $2,000 more. So it's 13,000. And I believe that right now, like I said, if I took all the land payment money that I have, and I won't do that, I'll make sure the land payment's always paid, and tacked it on to the money I had, I think I'd be about $3,000 short. So I'm thanking the Father that this will hopefully happen here in the next couple of days. And I'll finally have these wheels, because I've been talking about it a lot. And like I said, I don't care if I'm getting redundant and this channel goes to zero and none of you guys listen to me. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. Like Noah, he didn't listen to the world, and one day that did pay off for him. He was on the other side of the door. So thank you, Father, for pushing this, and getting this to where I believe that I'm settled with the vehicle that I'm trying to find. And even if it isn't this vehicle, I'll find something, knowing that I want to go with this 4Runner. It's very important now. I believe that I actually don't want that. The whole time I wanted that space in the back of the bed for the puppies. Well, if they need air, I'll just let them out of the I'll let him out of the cab. You know what I'm saying? So how are we doing there? Is that Matthew? I haven't seen you forever in a minute. So I believe that's Matthew. Gosh, these eyes aren't, man. Anyways, mobility is important. Fight or flight. You better make your decision tonight, tomorrow, the next day. You better not be waiting too much longer to figure out what you're going to do. I wouldn't fight anybody if I was you. Still chugging away out here, about ready to try to pay off all this land, donate it. Things are getting really bad here in the United States of America. They're ripping this country apart with hurricanes, and it's not good. This is not a safe place. It's probably safer where you live now than it is here in America. So things have really deteriorated a lot, and they're every day they just intensify and get worse. But that's what the Word of God says is supposed to happen. So there'll be nowhere to escape these judgments. But still, every day in the gospel, every day Sabbath, every day taking up the cross, every day going out there and look at all these hurricanes. Look at these. There's 4 states that got shredded. There's a hurricane that just went in, Cat 3, level storm into Florida. I haven't even looked at the reels. There's so much stuff popping up from Florida. It would take them years to put what was back in North Carolina. There's no way. It would take, like David Adapt 20 said, it'd take a Manhattan-style project to put that. It ripped out all the sewer systems, all the lines, because that stuff, it flooded. So all that got ripped out from underneath as well. So they can't just lay on gravel down and put roads back in. They have to rebuild all the infrastructure from pretty much below above. And you're talking about years. So that state's out of I don't think we will have an election this year. There's no way. At this point, I'm not making a prediction. I just don't see how we could have an election if they put out more stuff gets taken out of Florida, and we have, not that much time, So I already told you what was going to happen. I've been telling everybody this. It's already happening. It is this celestial gas giant alignment. Go look on my channel. It's 10/24/24. It's been on there for a long time. So, went in as a Cat 3, not a Cat 5. So I didn't have much research on it, but if I'm going to open my mouth, I've done the research enough to know what, I'm staying on top of it. It's kind of weird where the path of this one is going over all this space area out there, Cape Canaveral or whatever. So I don't think it'd be too long before the Earth starts electrically discharging more, and we'll start seeing more of this arc discharging coming out of, the ground up, out, and connecting more with the way the circuitry is with the sun. We just popped by another X flare. We got popped by another X flare that totally put looked like a freaking snow globe on the satellite. So that's coming. More auroras are coming. Another geomagnetic, G4 KP 778 KP index. So it's already, I'm saying we're just getting started, brothers, sisters, and I ain't trying to cause dismay, but you might want to, kind of dig in. This is the time to kind of dig in and pull up your bootstraps. And if there's something you've been holding off doing, you might want to get that done, yesterday. Oops, you already missed a day. Today was the better day to do it. Tomorrow is going to be here before you know it. So better not stand around and try to wait on things to happen. You need to make this opportunity for yourself right now so you can help others in the future. And whoever doesn't help themselves, that's fine. You'll be able to scavenge or perk all their crap that they didn't, there's going to be such an abundance of things here soon, I'm pretty sure, because most of the people who didn't get ready for this, their stuff is just going to be, the things that are not of value now will eventually get some more value again. But, there'll just be an abundance of things because people aren't going to be ready for it. I see it already, as there's most of the time, these supply chain shortages and stuff, they're already created. These are all created anyways. So we already see the magnetic effects the electrical connection, and this sun is excited. There's been some pretty large sunspots, and we just had probably the largest proton, event of this cycle just coming at our magnetosphere right now. It's not here yet, but we will probably definitely have KP7, 8, geomagnetic G3, G4. I believe they've already predicted G4 and KP8. I always, I give a little because you never know with this, the way this stuff, it reacts. Sometimes, like this has been a cannibal CME. It's ate the other CME. It caught up to it because it came off so fast off the sun. That's called a cannibal coronal mass ejection, meaning it catches up to the other one. It eats it. It becomes one whole, like snow, on a shovel, collects the other snow as it keeps connecting. And that's why, and then it pushes all that proton, density towards the magnetic shields of this rock. We have a magnetic, some kind of dynamo, something spinning. I don't believe it's us that's spinning, but I know the sun's spinning. You believe whatever you want. We won't talk about that right now. So the magnetic effects are already here. If you watched, and I told you guys in this chat several times recently, you need to get on these, Soho, LASCO C2, LASCO C3, look at the helio viewer, look at all these different angstroms of filters that are around these satellites. So you can sit here and watch this every day. If you watched that Comet Atlas come in, it was freaking insane, man. That was just as bright as Comet Ison. And that's what the sun did. It reacted to Comet Atlas, and it shot out a big solar flare, and it Earth directed, and it made the cameras look like a snow globe. It made it look like somebody shook the, and this is amazing to watch, it's not good, all these extra things, because it just keeps melting off that magnetic protection, the magnetic canopy, umbrella, whatever it is that you want. It's called the magnetosphere, okay? But it's the protection that protects us from the solar wind or ionized, deionized gases, which is plasma. That's electric. Plasma cutter, you plug it in, electric, it's gas, it's electrically discharged. I believe that's what we're going to start seeing more and more of, and it isn't going to be too much longer before it's going to, because we're already starting, these 4 large gas giants are already starting to make their electrical connection. Did you see how fast that hurricane Milton was spinning? That is insane. That doesn't even make sense. I still have looked at the footage of that and said, no way in hell. No way in hell that thing spun. It spun like a freaking top, man. Bzzz. I mean, it dropped, 15 millibars, and it's insane. Some of the stuff we're seeing is just, see, that's what I'm saying. And we know it now. Let's stop saying this ain't happening. Yes, it is. Yes, the Earth, the sun is what heated up the oceans. The sun is what heated up the oceans to create these hurricanes. That's how the Earth, like a vacuum, takes that heat and cools off the excess heat of the Earth and uses the oceans to do that. That's how it cools the Earth. So they take that hurricane and then they modify and manipulate it. Yes. Grab that Hunga Tonga moisture. Yes. Shove it inland 300 miles up that's the same thing that happened in 1958, brothers and sisters. The same exact thing, same thing happened. If you've been researching this. So absolutely, both of them. We know it now. And that's the sooner you figure out that God allows men to do these things, because God creates all things and uses man to do these things. You understand? I think you guys get it in here, but people don't. He'll use men to do these things. Wicked men. Do you understand? And absolutely, Doppler radar, used to use it in law enforcement. Doppler radar there's so many different technologies they have that's far superior to Doppler too right now. Way far superior to Doppler. Doppler still works like a cone. It still does. But there's no doubt now, guys. We're not even trying to dispute that in here. That's why I don't believe for a second that Hunga Tonga was some kind of natural event. I don't believe for a second that's what, that was, Carl, our high auroral aerial research facility has everything to do with communication. Our upper atmosphere and it has to do with our ionosphere. HAARP has more to do with it. It's not so much controlling the weather as it is communication. It can, but it's not. It's a jammer. HAARP is a jammer for radio communication in our upper atmosphere. If you know what ham radio is, then you know what I'm talking about. They can put that shield over with HAARP and block communications. It's more that than anything. It's more that than anything. It's more that than anything. It does have some other features, but the main feature of the HAARP is that ionosphere is to block people from, because remember, you can take HAARP and communicate without these lines, right? That are run under. A lot of people think this line. No, it's satellite. And so that's how a ham radio works. And so when we have this frequency of energy that comes in from the sun, that affects this. So there we go. Absolutely. So please understand that this is about the ionosphere, just like they said that the ionosphere, the upper ionosphere just collapsed, brothers and sisters. So you might want to pay attention to what they're doing here. Okay, this is all about blocking. Why do you think Elon Musk is up there shooting up all his, phallic rockets and satellites up there? It's all part of what Carl is talking about, a continuation of the same operation that has been going on since Paperclip, Blue Book, all these same continued up, Mockingbird, all these same operations are leading to this final big show that will be in the sky. As is above, so is below. He'll rain fire, directed energy from the sky. And so we see this now. This is absolutely what's going on. So, but I lived in Alaska. I was there. I've been there where the largest HAARP, that's all out of the University of Alaska Fairbanks. I got to study it all. I was in law enforcement up there, and I got some sneak peeks at some things that people never got to see, and so don't care about what I disclose anymore. I'm not working for the military, but if you study the HAARP machine, it's more to jam radio frequency than it is anything else. That's the major portion of what that. And remember, it's been taken by the government. It's been shut down. The university. There's a lot of hocus pocus behind the HAARP. There's way more. That's old technology, very old, been around for a long time, and they have way more advanced technology. That's why they shut that facility down for a while. So they have way more advanced ways to steer and control weather than the high aerial research facility is what HAARP stands for. And it's so that has to do with our upper atmosphere. But that's just one layer, the ionosphere. And the ionosphere doesn't have to do with auroras. It normally has to do with the magnetosphere. Yes, it does with the auroras because there's a positive and a negative charge, but it doesn't change very much. So cool. You guys understand what they're doing. So there we go. It's a machine that can help steer, but it's not. I'm telling you, the HAARP machine is invented for communication. It's communication is what it's for. It's not to steer the weather. HAARP never was built to steer weather or control or modify weather. It was built to jam radio frequency. Okay, it's a war weapon, like you said, Operation Popeye, Vietnam, all these things. So I'm a veteran. Like I said, I know some of these things a little bit more because I actually served. I was stationed in Alaska. I spent time in Alaska. So where they have all that facility, got to go top, Dead Horse to the bottom, all the way down Juneau, North Pole, all that, top to like I said, Dead Horse, they're up at the very top. And there's bush communities all over. And that's not the only HAARP, facility too. That's just was the largest one at one point in time. But there's many years it wasn't even on, and use it because it's not, again, it's like people think that 5G has anything. 5G has nothing to do with the internet. Zero. Isn't anything about the internet. That's not what 5G is. But they have the whole public convinced that 5G has something to do with the internet when it's not. So this kind of thing with HAARP. I know what it is. I've done my studies. I've studied it for, since in the 90s. I was there, in the 90s, first part of the 90s, got to the mid, so that's a long time ago from now. And there's been a lot of hocus pocus spread over what it is since then. But if you get to go there to the University of Alaska Fairbanks, where they actually have all the programs and all, then you're military and you get to do some of these things and see things. And I was a military police, so I had an above top secret security clearance. So I got to see things that the general people in the military never got to see either. So they'll use it, and they'll use it as a time of war, because the first casualty of war is the truth. And if you can block communication, then you can stop the truth. So 5G has nothing to do with internet, though. So that's not what 5G, just what Ross said, that's not true at all. They've got you believing that 5G has something to do with the internet. It has nothing to do with the internet. Zero. And I've already disclosed what the G is. It's the circular rotation. Like you spin around depleted uranium and it makes more weapons grade. That's what the gigahertz is. It's a weapon. It's not an internet. It has nothing to do with the internet. 3G, 4G, 5G. So it has to do with oxygen. I've already went over this multiple times, what it is. Your hemoglobin, your white blood cells. But it doesn't have anything to do with the internet. It was actually patented by the United States Navy. So it's a military weapon. That's what 5G is. So I don't even care. Take this channel down, whatever it is, what it is. I'm not going to sit here and hide this. I've already put it out multiple times. I'm not hiding anything. So it's a military grade weapon, been around long before the internet was ever a thing. So 4G is something different. That's internet. 3G is internet. 5G has nothing to do with the internet. It's 60 gigahertz. They just gave it a name to fool you, so they could put up these big stations, you thinking that you're getting internet installed when you're not. You're getting a military grade weapon that goes in and makes your hemoglobin, the white blood cells, the spin. Oxygen and your hemoglobin, your white blood cells spin, so it cannot attach and go down through the circulatory system, and you go, oh, there's Floyd, and I can't breathe. That's what the COVID was about. It was to get them into hospitals where there was all the paddles, where was installed from coast to coast across the United States and every single major hospital. So in the cities, it's not like 5G is not like a satellite. It goes ground base. It's a ground base. It doesn't go up and down. That's not how it works. That's why they need everybody in a city. You can individually use it and point it and direct it, because it is a directed energy. Yes, it is. Same thing. It's 60 gigahertz, 60 millimeter wave. See, it doesn't have anything to do with internet. No, it doesn't. You've been lied to. That's why they had to go tag this as an upper respiratory. So you go, oh, I can't breathe. And when you weren't suffering from respiratory, you were suffering from oxygen saturation in your hemoglobin. White blood cells spinning, not attaching to the red blood cell, and you start missing count. That changes your. Yep, that's what it was always about, to put you on the sticker, then to give you a blood thinner, which, oh my gosh, his oxygen level's dropping. Oh, then we put you on a respirator. They got paid for all of it. So remember that devices that messed up all those people's eardrum. That's different, but that's another similar there we go, Lion. So then you see what I'm saying? Because they knew what that was. They knew what they were doing. It was all about putting you on a respirator. The sticker got a lot of people, just the sticker alone. You know what I'm saying? It never was about the vid. Also, I was trying to tell everybody, take those stupid masks off. You're an idiot. They want to stick you. They want to give you the roll up your sleever. This is an operation gene therapy. They want to tap into your DNA and make it produce the Wuhan spike protein. That's what this whole thing was about, period. It never was anything of that sticker, and it had all the other effects, because it has all the other stuff in it that they didn't tell everybody about. but it's in there. I don't care what people think. I've done my research. Probably the best thing that you can find, the best controlled study on the vid, on the sticker, is the United States military controlled, because remember, you had to get it. So they had numbers. They didn't have them outside in the general public anywhere. But the United States military did all the research, and they had a controlled testing and showed all the problems that the sticker caused. And it was the sticker. It was never the vid. The vid hadn't do nothing. That was just a common cold. The scientific name for the common cold is corona. Wake up, people. I mean, people do no research. A virus is not alive. A virus is not alive. Bull crap. Shut the hell up. You are freaking out of your mind. Sound like some stupid snake up a pole doctor. The doctor knows that. I'm a first responder, prior police officer. I was served as, I'm going to put your guts back in your body before the first responders show up, okay? I have all the certifications that all these, basically almost a near emergency room doc. I can't perform major, surgery, but I can probably find my way around if somebody, it's not that the body is not that damn advanced. I mean, it is pretty, but all David go the entire time. So a doctor knows that your body, it produces 3 autoimmune responses. They learned that in medical school, but they probably forgot it. They don't study nutritional side of medicine. They study the medical side of the medicine. So they know that in surgery, that nurse, that assistant is changing their mask every 30 minutes, not because of a virus, because of infection. You could get that infection is caused from a bacteria. That's an autoimmune response. You have 3 of them: a bacteria, a fungus, and those are both alive. Those can kill you. That's why a doctor is wearing masks during a surgery. That's why you could have wore it during the go. That's not what a virus is. A virus is not alive. It's not a living organism. You could debunk this whole bull crap in 2 minutes of research. A virus is not a living organism. So you can't catch a virus. That's an idiocracy. It is a program. We need to take calcium from here, put it over here. It's a program. You get a Bill Gates, you get a what? It corrupts the what? The program. A computer, get it? Bill Gates, computer virus. Come on, guys. So, I'm not going to sit here and stand for this anymore. The ignorance of America in the world was just out of control. It was never about some virus. A virus you can't catch a virus. It's dead. It's not alive. How you can get something that's dead? That's the stupidest thing in the world. Oxymoron, live virus. I rebuke anybody who believes that. You're a child. You've done no research on virology, nutrition, autoimmune response, nothing. You just have done. I sat down with doctors like, man, how did you learn all this? You know what I learned? And I studied for 12 years. I said, well, yeah, you studied what, 12 years? And I studied for 30. What you studied, it was in a box. I studied what was in your box, and then I studied what they wouldn't let you study because you get paid to shut up. And you don't pay to sit down and tell people to be healthy anymore. That's what a doctor used to come, hospice, come to your home, sit down, spend an hour with you, go over, talk to you about your diet, try to figure, they don't do that anymore. They're just, you cut your leg off, brothers, sisters, or something, you need sewn up, they're doctor, those are good. MDs are good for that. They want to throw you with a bunch of pain pills afterwards, but I'm not talking about, they're not going to tell you how to stay healthy. So I talked to a lot of doctors that are like, you reminded me of that. We learned that in school, but I had just forgotten, about the 3 autoimmune responses. But yeah, we did study that. That's some of the basic, but they don't go into full nutrition and study all the circulatory system. If that's not their, if they're not in whatever, brothers, sisters, like I said, this thing could have been, it's such a scam. It was always about that G, to get that oxygen spinning, to get you so you couldn't breathe. So you go to the hospital. So they test you positive under that PCR test, what they got paid. And then they stick you with the oxy, the hydroxychloroquine, which is fish tank cleaner. You know what I'm saying? fish tank cleaner. I know it was used during malaria. It's a great thing for me. It's freaking chlorine bleach. For Christ's sakes, get over it. You don't even know. Some of this stuff is so basic. So that's a blood thinner, by the way. So you already come in, you're somewhere in the city, you're somewhere you're struggling. You're like, man, I don't feel good, honey. I feel like I'm short of breath. I don't have asthma. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, your blood cells are spinning. Your white blood cells are spinning in your hemoglobin, your red blood cells, and they're not allowing it to attach. So your blood, it's going. You're dropping. Your oxygen levels are dropping. So when you go there to the hospital, guess what? They're turned up highest at the hospitals. So you go there, you're like, oh crap, I even feel worse. Hold on, we'll come in and test you. Probably got COVID. They test you. Well, guess what? You do. That's what that test did. It blew it up like putting something under a microscope so you can see it. The person who made the PCR test said, I didn't make this to isolate CV-19, which they never did. So they couldn't even have created a jab, which they never did. But he said it's just to isolate corona, which is the common cold. So it wasn't even isolate. And that's how they scammed everybody for that. They got paid for that. Then they put you on the hydroxychloroquine because you're having issues, which is a blood thinner. Blood thinner. Now your blood is even having a harder time. Oh my God, their oxygen levels. They're in respiratory failure. They got COVID. We got their test back. They're in put them on a respirator. You're not having any respiratory problems. You're depleted saturation from oxygen in your hemoglobin. You have an oxygen saturation because they put the G on you. Gigahertz, millimeter waves, that's what it does. It rotates. You notice all those people that were passing during the COVID, a lot of them were going, and like they were looking at something and spinning. That's what that was doing inside their body. No wonder they were turning and spinning. And if you turn that stuff up high enough, fast enough, you'll just drop like a sack of potatoes. You understand? A sack of potatoes. Boom. The dial goes up to 10. They go to 3. The average human is gone. Not enough oxygen saturation in their hemoglobin. White blood cells are spinning too fast for the circulatory system to continue to pump that through all of our body. We need oxygen in every level of you ever seen the circulatory system? It goes throughout all of our body. So the whole body, but basically you're going to feel like you can't breathe. That's the whole, it's a guy selling cigarettes. I can't breathe. George Floyd, lay me on the ground. I'm high on freaking fentanyl. Lay me down. I wanted to take out of the car. It's always an act. He sat there and you had to wear your mask and you couldn't go see grandma's funeral. Your little car got run over, your little girl got run over or something by a car. You couldn't go to her funeral. You couldn't see grandma. But George Floyd got to have a big old funeral, didn't he? Right in front of everybody's eyeball, right in the community eyeballs. So what this was about, once they stuck you with that hydroxychloroquine or Rezemzifir, they got a bonus for that. They got a bonus for the test. Then once they gave you that, they got to test you once you went into what was, respiratory failure, because your oxygen levels, 60 gigahertz, it's 60 millimeter waves, an oxygen depletion wave. It depletes the oxygen either out of the air, can take little oxygen, or it will cause that hemoglobin, the white blood cell, to start spinning, and then it's not attaching to itself. Where normally it would attach and go down to the circulatory system. There's a give and a take. That's what a part of a virus is too. I mean, it's similar, but it's not. That's a program. So the program is that give and take. Well, once that starts spinning, it can't accept that white oxygen blood cell to mend and go into a circuit because it's spinning too fast. You're going to say, I can't breathe. You're going to go in there. You're going to feel like crap. They're going to stick you. They already tested you, said you had the corona. Bam. Now they're going to put you on a respirator because your blood level, your oxygen levels are not spiking. They're dropping. He's in respiratory failure. She's in respiratory failure. We know that because they got corona. Oh, well, let's put them on a respirator. So if you don't have a respiratory problem and you've never went to the gym and lifted 500 pounds but there's a machine helping you, you know what I'm saying? Right? over and over, over and over, over and over and over and over. And then for 3 or 4 hours, you just sit there and you push that weight up with an assistance, right? You push that weight up with an assistance. You push that weight and they let that thing off after 4 hours and they let that down on you. You think your lungs can pump that thing back up? Your lungs have just been worked for 4 hours. They don't work like that. They don't work like that. For 4 hours, 6 hours, they've got you on a respirator. Then they turn the respirator off. Guess what happens? You think your lungs could do one more set? You think your lungs could even off of the, after being massaged and worked for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, and they turn the machine off? Well, let's see if lungs have caught up now. What do your lungs do? He's not, nope. Paid the whole way. That's what happened during G. So that's what G is. It's not internet. Stop going around telling people that 5G has anything to do with the internet. It has zero to do with the internet. Nothing. So you got a little short version of it, but that's what happened during the scamdemic. They got paid for all those doctors. So doctors are probably some of the most evil people on this earth right now. And I've sat some of them down and talked to them, and they're like, "Do you make me feel so bad?" Yeah, we did. We got bonuses. Yes, we did. You're right. I said, that's why I'm calling you out. You're evil. I hope you will go out and spread this within the people that, there's people like me that know what you guys did. You can't hide it. I'm just better educated than you. And, out of respect, I'm not trying to be, I know you're a doctor, you got a PhD and you're an MD and all that, but your education don't mean anything to me. I know. You want to sit down and talk about the body? Let's sit down. I remind you of some stuff you've forgotten in school, huh? Because they just got you thinking about money. You ain't in there trying to save people anymore. It's like a cop sucker. I hate every cop in the world, especially in America. Let me prove to you that every cop in America is bad. Wizard of Oz law, flying monkey law, scarecrow law, Tin Man law. Okay. But look at what they're doing right now in North Carolina. Yeah, they suck. They're bad. They're the worst thing on this freaking planet. They stood down during the COVID too. Absolutely. Monkey law, that too. Your straw man, tin man law, all that nonsense, right? Oh, there's more. There's more. How come these people aren't pointing out all these things that are going on right now and going after this like rogue government? They don't care. Think about a firefighter. A firefighter runs into a burning building. Does it care about, does a firefighter, man or woman? I don't care. There are women who fight fires, wear the same gear in the same backpack, the same thing as a man, and go fight fires. Do they ever think about their life when they're running into a burning building? Yes or no in the chat. Does a firefighter worry about his or her life when they're running? Because they're a community servant. They're serving the public in that capacity of being a public servant. That's why they get to use their lights and their sirens. They're an emergency, right? So Lisa says no. Yep, there we go. Thank you, Lady in Red. So a firefighter runs into a building without ever worrying about their life. Firefighters are amazing people, brothers and sisters. They are some absolutely heaven, so to speak. We'll use that term lightly, but God sent people. They run into a burning building and they will risk their life in a minute. Is that what cops do? They get up every day. Do they run into the day, like every day they're there to serve the public and are willing to risk their lives for the public safety? Is that how cops are today? Are they more worried about officer safety? Officer safety. I'm tired of hearing that. You're in the wrong business there, buddy. You're in the wrong business there. If you're more worried about, you're supposed to give your life like a firefighter. I thought that's how we put those two in the same class, right? A firefighter. No, firefighters are way more. No, you can't even compare a firefighter to a cop sucker. Those cop suckers don't care. All they care about is their safety. So we're going to rebuke officer safety. You're in the wrong business. What are you reaching for? I'm reaching for my freaking insurance. You asked me for insurance. I'm showing you my insurance. What are you freaking out for on me, sir? You're freaking armed. Do you see anything that's in sight of your eyeballs right now, plain sight? Calm the hell down. Why are you freaking out there, steroid buddy? You're just out of your mind. These cops suck so bad. These cops are the worst. They're the absolute worst, brothers and sisters. There's no cop that I think that gets up every day and go, I'm giving my life for this community today, man, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm going to put up my life on the line. They don't think about that. They think about their paycheck, and you're public enemy number one. And they're always worried about you. Let me see your hands. Let me see. It's just, they're just barking orders at you all the time for officer safety. Officer safety. I'm tired of this crap, guys. This is nonsense, man. There's no way in hell that these cops are serving in the same capacity that a firefighter does. No way. They're actually the complete opposite. So we need to call these cop suckers out because they did it. You know, during my last final straw with them is how they've acted during this hurricane. I call everyone out. I was in there in the cop the other day, the one who came and had my SWAT res. I said, "You cop sucker," in the store. And he turned around and looked at me and like, "Yeah, I'm talking to you, you tyrant." You know, I'm going to let everybody, and everybody knows in this town, I don't deal with these cop suckers. So they're tyrants. There's not one good cop in America ever. Again, they're enforcing the Wizard of Oz law, the flying monkey wicked wizard, wicked witch law. Yeah, your straw man, your tin man, your scarecrow, your tax ID number. That's what they're enforcing. And I don't care if they know or not. That's called the corporation. So I rebuke every cop in America. And if I had my way and I was Old Testament, I'd take every one of them that are lined up now and have them shot or beheaded. And if not, then I would definitely have them imprisoned. And everybody that's in prison right now, that is in jail for a victimless crime, there has to be a person on person. The state or the county can't be the victim. They will be released immediately. And we'll put all these cop suckers in jail, in prison. Then we can keep them going. Because there's more people confined in America. They guarantee an 80% occupancy on private prisons before they're ever built. Did you just hear what I said, brothers and sisters? They guarantee an 80% occupancy on private prisons before they're ever built. How do you think they fill those up? Cop suckers, corporate law, straw man law, victimless crime. If these cops were law enforcement officers, they would figure this out. These are the people that are supposed to be enforcing the law. They get, wait a minute, there's no victim here. Where the state is the victim? The state can't be the victim. There's no person. You have to be able to face your accuser. Where's the state? Show me the state. Where's the state? Where's the state? You have the right to face your accuser under the right of discovery. You have the right to see all evidence of all people involved in the case. They can't throw anything on you at the last second. And the right of suppression of evidence. These are all part of your rights, brothers and sisters. You have the right to face your accuser. It's filthy. Think about what I just said to you. 80% guaranteed occupancy before it's ever built because they're putting people in jail for victimless crime, brothers and sisters. These cops are thugs. If I had my way, I would have every one of them shot. But we're not Old Testament, so I can't do anything about it except for use my voice and be meek about it. Not weak. I'm not a weak man. I'm not afraid of no cops. No cops anywhere. I tell every cop to their face they're a tyrant. Every cop to their face, I call them a tyrant, right to their face. So I ain't dealing with this crap. They're a bunch of thugs. So they need called out. How they have acted after this. I'm not calling for violence. I'm asking you to call them out to their face. Every time you see one, point out that they're a cop sucker. And they enforce capital letter law. And I don't care if they know what they're enforcing or not. I don't care. Jimmy crack corn. That don't make a lick difference to me. What they're enforcing is tyranny. So whatever. There's not one good cop in America. Not one good cop in America. If they were good cops, they'd be standing up for these cops that are doing this capital. They'd say, wait a minute, guys, we figured out. We're enforcing capital letter law. Notice our birth certificates are all written in capital letters. We're not part of that's all a corporation. That's what they're enforcing on these people. Corporate law. Corporation called America, all written. It's called your straw man. Your tax ID number, Tin Man, Straw Man, Wizard of Oz law, Flying Monkey law, Wizard Witch law, Wizard of Oz. And it's your straw man. That's your capital letters. It's written in all capital letters. That's not who you are. That is called a corporation. The corporation called America. Your labor is sold on the stock exchange. It's called a treasury and a bond. You go to work, you fill out a W-2. Yes, you do. And when you go under that maritime law, that military tribunal, they're going to ask you, is this you? And then you say, yeah, that's me. And they point at your name in all capital letters. And that's how they are able to extort your bond. They extort your bond. It's a $1 million bond. If you're old like me, some of this younger generation, I don't know where the cutoff, it's like over $2 million. So that don't apply to you, Lion. You're screwed because you're under the queen up there. Look at what's on your money. Who's on your money? Prince Charles now, right? Or well, no, King Charles now, right? Yep. Not the queen anymore, huh? So that's not the only. Look at Australia. Look at all these places where if you see the queen on the money, but look at this is just an extension of Rome. You know, the head and eagle coin. So, yeah, we do it here. They owe way more here. The average person in America owes, you're born with $400 million of debt. That's how much of debt you have per household. In America right now, you're born with that much debt. Isn't that insane? If you divided out all the unfunded liabilities, all the school debt, all the friggin', it's insane. So way more than any other country. So I'm telling you, brothers, sisters, when I've watched how these cops have acted, and now I know there's some cops standing up. I guess there's some cops that are run FEMA out. Until the cops bring up in America that they're enforcing corporate law called the corporation, not a constitutional republic. This is not a constitutional republic. Then they're rogue. They're rogue cops along with the government. So I will not submit to their authority ever. I don't. And whatever. I have problems because of that, but whatever. Whatever. I will never, ever admit to being my name in all capital letters. So I'm, 30 days or something now from them having to drop my case, all of my, all the cases here. And I'm not going to submit to being Tracy Werner in all capital letters. I'll never let them. And every time they put me in front of a judge, they've asked me, is this you? Nope. They don't even call me anymore. I told you last time I went to court, they didn't even call my name. Well, they did. They said Tracy. They called my name. The last time they called me senior. They didn't even call my name last time. They called me senior. And this time they said, Tracy. And then they didn't even call the docket number. And I stood up because I knew it was me. I knew I was going to be first on the docket this time. I was last on the docket. So tech with these cop suckers, man. I don't care. So what I plan on doing is getting away from all these people. And I don't care. We hit 2 trillion debt and the king is not on our money yet. Well, I know it isn't, but it is. You're still fall under that. I know over there in Europe and stuff, but now wait a minute. Isn't the Canadian maple have the king on it? Yes, it does. I'm talking still about money. I'm talking about. No, I'm not a sovereign citizen. Yeah. So do you see what I'm saying, Lion? Chicago's cops are the finest. Been infiltrated everywhere. Chicago cops are the worst too. Chicago cops are horrible. Absolute tyrants. There are no good cops. As long as they enforce capital letter law, there's not one good cop. There's not one good cop if they're still enforcing capital letter law. These are the people that are supposed to be enforcing the law. How can I know this? Well, I used to be in law enforcement. I used to be a cop sucker, a veteran, a military cop, a military police. The boot that's been on the other foot. So how can these cops go out and enforce these things? Because they don't care. They don't care about your safety. They care about their safety, and they care about their paycheck. You ask a cop who they work for, and they'll tell you well, do you work for the county, the state, or no, you work for the people, you idiots. They get paid by the taxpayer. They're taxpayer funded, just like there's no such thing as government funded. There's only taxpayer funded. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. I despise every cop in America, and every time I see one, I call them out. So, yeah, no, they do. I was a traffic reconstructionist, so I know that line. That's what I did I was a traffic crash reconstructionist. That's what I did in law enforcement. As my main, was traffic crash reconstruction. So I know how all that works. Yeah, we're not a constitutional republic. So get over that. It's not, and this country isn't. So the sooner that people figure that out and stop going by this corporation, and so what if they're in prison? So what if they shoot you? Are you that afraid to die? You haven't got to live your life yet? That's good. 100% of police are no good. Not 98%. You're 100% wrong, Stone Bluff. I rebuke your nonsense. That's blasphemy. Not one good single cop in America. If they were a good cop, they'd be standing up to the other 98% bad ones. So that's a bunch of bull crap. 100% of cops are bad. They're all bad. They're all tyrants. They're not upholding the law of the land. Not one of them. I rebuke every one of them. They're freaking tyrants. Jackboot thugs. If they were good, the 2% should be speaking about the 98% that are bad, right? As a prior law enforcement officer, and I served in the 90s, where I couldn't put my hands in search of a woman. I had to call a backup officer to do a pat down or a frisk. The worst thing to a good police officer, if there ever was a good thing, would be a bad police officer. That's the worst thing to a good police officer, is a bad police officer. And now they're all bad. As long as they keep enforcing this capital letter law and drag men in front of judges and under their capital letter name, I'd shoot every one of them if God would allow me to. I would. There was a man who went and slaughtered every cop in America, and we don't know how he did it because, remember what did with a jawbone, the two men, and went in and did how, and now we're not under that. I can't do any of that. And I just sit there and call them to their face and use my mouth. Never called for violence ever against these cops. I never said. I said, use your voice. So I never said take up arms. I never said form militias. I never even pointed it. It's first ballots, then bullets, redress grievances under your First Amendment. But just don't give them your authority. If everybody went to jail like me and said, I'm not that person that you're trying to enforce, they wouldn't be able to do this anymore, brothers and sisters. I'm not kidding. Everybody went into jail like me, whatever, they threw me in jail, and then, house and I go to jail, and you don't say, no, I'm not that person. I'm not, you ever watch, this is like, you have to willingly take the mark of the beast. You have to willingly take the mark. Anybody ever watched True Blood, the series True Blood? About, what's that, Suki Stackhouse and whatever. I watched a couple of seasons of that. But remember, you had to invite them in. You had to let them in. You had to let them in, right, to your house so they could come in. You had to invite them in. The vampires, right? Same thing in a courtroom, brothers and sisters. As soon as you give them that authority, you say, that's me, Tracy in all that's it. You've given them your authority, and now you've let them in to enforce that law and extort your bond. They can't do that to me. They cannot do that to me. I'm not written in all capital letters. I'm not part of the corporation. I made that very clear from my time of arrest. What's your name? My name is Apocalypse. My name is Revelation. You guys already know. I said that's what I would say if I did get arrested. So I just can't wait till they call me out in court. Apocalypse, you're up next. Yeah, don't allow them in your home. And see, they didn't even come in my house, did they? They shot my ass up, tried to get me to come out of my house. Yeah, they did. Oh, well, my vision's ruined. Jimmy crack corn. You know what sucks, you guys, the other day? That I made such a huge mistake. I made such a huge mistake, guys, because of this problem with my eye. You know what I'm saying? I got that Social Security appointment, and it said my phone number. And because it was the very last letter on the very far right-hand upper side of the letter, my eye just didn't see it. I waited that other day, that call for Social Security, because I'm going to tell them I'm crazy. Well, according to everybody else, I'm crazy. So whatever, the man's got to do something here, and I'm trying. Whatever. I already tried for 7 years. But I'm like, how could they not call me? This sucks. So I got out the paperwork, guys, and I looked up my phone number, and it was, instead of 9232, it was 9234. And I know I told them multiple times, and I always repeat it multiple times. And I didn't check the paperwork. Well, I did, and I got it, and I looked at it. I'm like, oh, cool. I got my phone appointment. I looked at it. But because my eye is messed up, I can't see out of that right eye like I used to be able to see. There's something in the way, especially when I look at writing. Like I look at scripture, it's hard to read now because this eye is normal, but this eye's got like what looks like a big hair. You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at the letter, I didn't notice. But when I went back and looked at the letter, I'm like, why didn't they call? That sucks. I got just the worst timing. Everybody else would get a call. Why not me? And I went back and I looked at my paperwork, and it said 9234. I'm like, son of a gun, man. I would have caught that before, guys. No, it hasn't done that anymore. I just have problems. You can tell by, like I said, you can tell by looking at it. This eye isn't the same as this eye. They're not even, no, I haven't I've been to town, guys, in months. I haven't done anything but work on the shelter here, guys. I've done anything but try to get this money put together for this car in this land. 2 things. That's all I've done. Build the shelter and anything else. Work. That's all I've been doing is working and putting in work here. My son says I need a vacation, so I'm trying to listen to him. I'm trying to get motivated and get on the road and go fishing and do the things. Maybe this will get cleared up soon. I'll get to go fishing with my son. He's the last person I got fishing and go fishing with. That's been like 12 years ago. So either way, I'm going to keep trucking and not care what this law says. I'm just going to keep doing me, and they can do whatever they want. At this point, guys, I'm $2,500 to $3,000 short from having the vehicle that I want. I could go buy something right now. Guys, but I'm still short for the vehicle that I found that I want. So if you look at the cover of the description, that is the vehicle. That is the actual vehicle that I am trying to buy right there. It's a 1993, not a 2023. It's 30 freaking year old vehicle, right? 30 plus year old vehicle. So I'm not buying anything new, but this vehicle has less than 60,000 miles, original miles, and it's turbo diesel. So I think I'm going to drive into town tomorrow and go take a loan on this property, and just whatever it is, what it is. I don't care. I want to get this vehicle. I want to get it knocked out of the way. Because I got land payments due in 5 days, and that's $700-800 or whatever. And then my insurance comes due, or actually my phone bill's due in 2 days. So, and then I got to get that concrete, which is $650. So that's another $1,300. So that's $4,600. And Tracy could be, boom, done with this crap. Boom. I'll be so freaking, and I think the Father's going to make it happen for me. I'm hoping so. He's going to make it happen, not me. I'm doing everything I possibly can. So I'm getting close. I actually called somebody to try to take a loan today. And I never even would have asked that person for a loan, but I'm like, I had to try. I'm like, look, I don't even want to ask you. But I got to. I was like, look, I'm good for this. I'll give you this land. The deed to this land's $30,000. I can get, $30,000 out of this property, but I don't want to sell it. I'd rather give this to you. I've never missed a land payment here on this property in 10 years. I paid that land off completely. The other payment, I've never missed a land payment that on almost 6 years now. I've never missed a land payment. Come on, man, I need this money. And he's like, man, I wish I had it. I just freaking, I forgot what he did. He did something on his house, and he did something else that he had something come up. Oh, he bought a trailer because he's trying to go on vacation too. He's trying to go down to Arizona. So he put some money down on a spot or something. Because normally I know he had some cash. He's on Social Security, but he's a guy that I help out. And he knows that I'm good for the money. He knows I've borrowed some money from before in the past couple of times and paid him back early or whatever. I don't like taking, like that. But anyways, I'm so close, brothers and sisters. I'm pretty excited because that's an obtainable goal. So I think I'm going to drop that flatbed tomorrow to $49.99. I'm serious. I can't believe I would do that, but whatever. I don't care. There's the money I need right there. So we'll see. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow and pull the, put the hammer down and hope somebody will come by. And I put that Toyota Tercel up for sale, put the Toyota motorhome back up for sale, and dropped the price of that one down to $1,400, $1,499. So all my stuff is so cheap right now. The Father will make it happen for me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. People are getting, like I said, that guy with the tractor, he's like, I saw that thing up for 69. And when you dropped it to 39, I'm like, honey, we've got to go buy this tractor. Somebody's going to go buy it. This guy's crazy for selling this. Nobody wants to give these things up. He's like, I couldn't find another 860, not in the condition yours was. They wanted $7,000 to $8,000 and it didn't even have as good a bucket. So, but I said that it's what I was going to start doing. It's just half in the price of everything I had. So, until it happens. So, hey, I'm closer, guys. Like I said, a month ago, I didn't have any extra funds to do anything with. So I'm hoping again that the Father will make somebody call and they'll be happy to get something, and I won't have to give my deed up. But I think I'm going to go tomorrow and take the deed to town, and I'm sure there's a place that has like a title company or something that will give me some kind of loan, and I'll just have to pay out the teeth for it or whatever. Probably some pretty big interest on it, but whatever. If I get the truck, it's done. It's done. I talked to the neighbor. He's like, please don't do that, Tracy. Please please wait to sell something, man. Because if you miss for some reason, you never know, Tracy, freaking go back to jail or something. You miss that payment and you're going to lose the truck and the property. You put that property up, they'll get the property and then they'll get the truck too. I was like, oh, that's true. I never thought about it exactly. I mean, I know that, but I don't miss payments. He's like, yeah, but anything's possible, Tracy. Things are getting hard. He's like, I don't want to beg you, but I'm going to say, I beg you not to take that loan in tomorrow to go get a loan. He says, I know you will. You are going to get that truck. I've seen you in the last couple of weeks. You're really dedicated. I've seen you drop the price of everything. I've seen your stuff online. He's like, I can't believe it hasn't already all sold, but it's kind of weird time. So, kind of getting excited, guys. You know, I'll be so excited. I keep getting feeds in my, showing up in my feeds, waterfalls in the area. And I think it's because I'm, you know, metadataing. Oh, here I got to hit on something here. Hold on. Let me see. Is somebody just being stupid here? Okay. So here, let me see if I can respond. Hey, hold on one second. Hold on one second. What do we got here? Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I got to respond to this. Are we back? A response from somebody here and try to get him to respond back. So he's not responding. I don't know why people drop off like that. Okay. I got that little Toyota Tercel up for, what's that say? What do I say? Put some property up for sale and then pay off the one property and then buy your truck. Oh, I don't have time for all that. Carl, I have days. I can't do what you said. Appreciate it, but I don't have time to do all that. I have days to buy this truck or it's going to sell. So I don't have time to, I already have property up for sale. I already have everything up for sale. I've already done that for months. I've already dropped $18,000 off the one property. So I've done everything I can to do all the legwork. It's all in God's hands now. It's not in mine. I've done everything I could possibly do. I know it's not me. It's God's will be done. So he could have taken care of this for me a long time ago, you know. Anything could have sold. It's not like I didn't sit around just waiting for things to happen. I make the opportunity and, or try, and he makes the people on the other end do whatever it is that they do to buy whatever they're going to buy from me. So it's not for lack of effort. And so it's timing. I just have to wait for his time to do things. And, but anyways, I found this vehicle that I'm hopefully that if I don't get it, I don't care. I'll just find another vehicle down the road or something. But I think this is the one. I'm hoping this is the one for me. So maybe I'll come up with something else. Maybe I could take a title loan against the Isuzu diesel pickup that I have. Maybe that's an option. I've got that Isuzu flatbed. I'm surprised it hasn't sold. I'm going to put it up for $49.99 tomorrow, $5,000. It's at least an $8,000 to $9,000, vehicle. It's a turbo diesel. It's a flatbed. It's a kind of it's got an upgraded transmission, upgraded all new exhaust, all the turbo was just resurfaced on it. You know, it's not perfect vehicle because it's 1989, but it works and has done everything I ever needed to. I wanted to leave it here for the property, but that's probably what I should put on the chopping block is what's 5,000%. So anyways, I think I'm close, guys. I'm pretty stoked. And then once I have this knocked out, it's just going to be get this archive done, and I pretty much there's nothing else for me to do here. I truly be able to lock up and go on the road and just have a good time for a little while and come back. And then my focus is to be to get the land paid off, you know, and I have the other property and I'll have other vehicles because I still have the Ford I'll have to get fixed. I still have the motorhome, which will probably pull $7,000 to $8,000 out of it. Um, the Rusty Dragon could sell at any time, you know. So it's just God. God's gonna make it happen. You know, it's God's gonna happen. It's not me. I did, you know. I had somebody ask. It took me a minute. I had somebody ask. I put like a couple canopies up for sale. I put another car up for sale. I put some tractor parts that I had to do a bunch of research on a really nice tractor parts, or like a $2,500 tractor part that I got off a job that I did as part of payment. And I've got it up for sale. I put it up for sale today. I had to do all the legwork to find out which part it fit and where. It's actually a special order part. It's kind of a high dollar part. So I put that up, and I put it up for $1,000 off the price that it was. And I got a couple people who already liked it, the part, you know, so it's, hopefully all my market value on all this stuff is just going to be a matter of time. And like I said, if something doesn't sell, then, or it doesn't sell, it's fine. Or it doesn't, you know, it is what it is. It'll all be on God's timing. I can't sit there and I don't know why he's delaying it this long, but who am I to sit there and question, you know, what it is that he's doing? So, but I do feel like there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel after these couple things get knocked out, and I keep putting in and stay focused like Noah, not lose sight at what the bigger picture of what I'm here doing. And it'd be so nice to get out into nature again, because it's been a long time. Like probably one of the first things that I'm gonna do, guys, is I've been here for 10 years, and the largest set of inland sand dunes in North America, they're right here in this valley where I live. They're just right down the road. I mean, they're just part of this valley. I've never been to the sand dunes in this valley ever. Never. I'm busy. I work way too much. I work all the time, sometimes all day and all night. So I want to go to the dunes, and they're just right down the road. They're right in this valley where I live. That should be the first thing I see. So I'll just go down the road to the dunes finally, you know. That's what I'm saying. To get a couple of these things knocked out, I'm just going to still come back and work on this property. I'm not going to just abandon this property in no way, shape, or form. I got to keep it up, the upkeep on it, until I can get 2 or 3 people here on the property here working and staying here and living on this property. Then I have to keep coming back, you know, and working on the property. So until I can get those 2 or 3 or 4 people living here pretty much full time, and I know that'll happen as soon as I turn it over to the ministry. I already know it. I already feel it in my bones that, again, everything that I was not able to accomplish, God will provide. God will provide. If I just give this to the ministry, everything that I've ever wanted for the property to share the property will happen. So I see it almost, I told you, sometimes God gives me something I see in front of me. I think you guys have been a witness to that before. The first time I went to court, I said everything that was going to happen. The second time, I had no idea. So I see light at the end of the tunnel for this. When this church is, when this is donated to the church, it can, all the things that can be accomplished will happen very quickly too. You know, we'll probably have days out here where I have multiple contractors out here that I didn't pay for, you know, that I didn't pay for. I paid for it with my time. And then I got to pay it forward because people are paying it to the ministry. So it's very important that I do this as soon as quick as possible without worrying about, you know, like overly doing the flesh and loving it more. But the sooner I get this land paid off, the sooner I can stop doing what I'm doing and go get contractors to do it for me. Hi, I'm Pastor Tracy. I'm with High Desert Grace and Truth. Here it is. Here's it's registered in the county. Here's the tax ID. This is all a tax write-off. Yeah, I know it's already getting colder out here. It was 35 degrees in the cabin this morning. I rolled around here at 45 degrees. I've been lighting no fire. I've just been rolling in the cold because Jimmy Crack Corn, I've already lived in the Arctic. The cold is good for you. So, got firewood, but not concerned about it. Might sell the firewood. There we go. Sell some firewood. There's a way to make some more cash flow. So either way, again, I think if I stay focused here and this truck or whatever truck I need, I have the money probably now to buy a truck, not the truck that I'm after. So why spend the money right now? I'm in not that big of a hurry. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have had it months ago or whatever, but no reason to get in a big hurry. And if there's truly one that I think that'll fit and suit me best, all this talk about having the open bed, and I'm flipping the script here at the end, which I could still do to that truck because I really like the look of that, and I may just do it later. But I kind of like the idea of not only having the room to have the dogs behind me, but that if I don't want them right behind me, I can kick them back in the back of the 4Runner. So, yeah, I don't have a truck. I don't care. I don't need a truck. I only needed the truck for the dogs so they can get fresh air. Well, I'll just stop the truck and let them out then, right? Let them out. Let the dogs run around. They'll be fine. So I'm glad I got over that little hump there that I was having. And that's what honed me into going ahead and, like saying, this is the one I'm going to go after. So diesel is going to be important to me. I can run any kind of fuel on it. It's not this, it's a 93. So it's made before all this, tracking and all this other stuff. They can't turn the vehicle off by any electronic ways. And it's just too old. And it's like a new vehicle. So I'm hoping again that I don't go tomorrow and go to town and go get a loan, because I will tomorrow, I'm telling you, or Friday, right? Or Friday at the latest, because I don't have time. I'll have to go into town Friday, exchange my precious metals, or I'll call the guy and see if he'll, I actually want to I'm going to ask him. It's worth a try at least once. I don't want to insult him. I'm going to say, hey, I'm super interested in your vehicle. I have cash and I have some precious metals. Are you interested in precious metals or cash? I'll bring either way. And there's a good chance that he's kind of young, but whatever. I mean, I was talking to somebody today, these younger generations, some of them make some crazy money, 30, 40 bucks an hour, 50 bucks an hour. The cost of living is expensive right now for everything. So not everyone sits at home and plays video games all day. The younger generation, some of them go out and get it. They're brilliant young minds. So he kind of looks like that in his pictures. He just looks like he's not of the world. He's just kind of doing his thing, and he doesn't care what the world thinks. I don't know, just by looking at him. I don't know. Don't judge a book by its cover, but I get the idea. So maybe he'll understand the value of these precious metals. And yeah, I just need, like I said, I just need a loan. I have assets. I don't need, again, I don't, and I just need God. I just need God. I need God. I need God to do it for me. It's all in God's hands. It's all in God's hands. I would somebody to come and pay the ministry off, not this truck deal, whatever that is, but pay the ministry off. Because remember, everything I'm donating, a near $500,000 storm shelter to the ministry, and here I'm fretting over $2,500 right now, and I have, well, maybe not, maybe $350,000, $400,000 storm shelter by the time it's all done, but and built up here in these next couple of weeks with the doors bolted on it. Easily, you're talking over $250,000, $250,000, and I can't come up with $2,500 to go get the truck in my life. God is so mean to me sometimes, guys, and I still love him. I do sometimes, and I'm speaking freely now. I just think he hates me more than anybody on this earth, but it's okay. I just deal with it. And it's like, whatever. I still love you, Father. I'm not going to turn my way. I'm not going to turn my back on you. I'll get mad at you for a minute, but then I'll turn right back to you. You'll make me, well, yeah, I don't have the roof for it. You know, I don't have the things, but I have the supplies. If I can pull this off now and do this, which I'm going to get up, I got to get my butt up tomorrow and figure, I got to get probably at least 10 or 20 bags of concrete. You know, I'm going to have to buck up and buy 10 or 20 bags of concrete. But if I can next Friday, because see, here's my complication. I need to call that guy and tell him to bring me concrete. Next Friday is when he said he can come out here. $216 a yard. That's $648. I need 1 yard. But I'll go ahead and take those extra 2 yards and just pour them all around that foundation and have them go drop it on the other side. I'm going to have to build a form to drop that wall so I can tighten up the outer where the wall goes up to the where the wall goes up to the end of the steel culvert. There's a little seam right there. I'd like to pour all of that around with concrete on both ends and have all, and then that whole outer building where I'm building the big entrance that goes down and down into the steps. I want to dig all the way around what I built back around the walls and pull that out. So there's just like a big pit around all those walls, you know, because I have them built back up. It could stand on by itself. I could pull all the dirt away and it'd be like a building down, you know, that's now under the ground. Well, I figure I get at least a foot off of the wall, you know, a foot or so off the wall. Yeah, I said, pour all another foot of concrete around that shell, right? You know, saying around the, you know, be like a big barbell, you know, so to speak, you know. So I'm thinking it's worth spending the extra $400 and some that I don't have right now. But I can't buy the concrete for that price. If 45 bags of 80-pound bags is probably what I'd need every cell. And I wasn't planning on doing that. I was planning on filling a couple and oh, well, it's all backfilled. It's all be under the ground. But why not? Why not? Why not do it double, triple, you know? No way that, you know what I'm saying? And just because that's the way I always build everything. I overbuild everything. The shelter is, a bag is $5.98. It's $5.98 a bag. I get a military discount, so I get like, you know, 10% off, you know, off my whole order. So that's 45 bags at $5, you know, whatever. It's $5.60 a bag or something like that or whatever. So I can't. That's 200 at 45. That's more. That's more than I can mix it. Oh no, it's more than that. $5.98 times 45. You know, 5 plus I got to mix it and I got to go get the gas and drive back. That's probably at least another $40 worth of gas or something in the diesel truck, maybe a little bit more, probably not, right around there. $20 there and back, maybe 25 there and back, so another $50. And he going to deliver it. So what is that? What is if we said, I don't know what that's off. What's that's 5.98 times that? So 50 cents off or something. So like $5.50 a bag. Yeah. $2.69 for me to mix all 45 bags. For me to mix all 45 of those bags just for the crete, not even my time. And that's hard. My hands are tired. My hands have mixed a lot of bags. I've used a lot more concrete than I thought I would. I used all the concrete that I thought I was going to have for the other part of the house, but I redid a lot of the steps. I just did a lot more than, you know, so I just I didn't want to skimp it. So for $2.16 a yard, now I have to buy 3 yards minimum. Why not take the extra 2 yards? Because 1 yard should fill up all those cells. I was just going to fill up the corners. Now I can fill them all up, you know, all those cells up. And if I'm ready when he gets there and I have the portion of the roof, because I have quite a bit of rebar for the other portion of the house, but I'll use it now. Rebar. So because I 2 half shells, right, on both sides. I have the other ones that I'm missing, but they're sunk in where the 2 seams go together, where the 2 culverts go together. That's what those are doing. I put them all the way around, and I knew I shouldn't, because I'm like, I'm going to need those for later. I'm like, you need those 2 seams, no matter what, those 2 seams to be married together multiple times, because that's the break in between the 2. That needs to be covered both ways, and so I think I put like 4 of them down there, and that's how many I'm missing. Those would be an extra almost $1,000 to buy 5 of them, because they're $200 a piece, and they don't even know if they can and when and if they can get them. So if I get off my 4th point of contact, which I do, I get it more, I'll go back there and I will form this roof up, because I have those 2 half domes, but I don't have anything in the middle, right? In the middle, insulating. What do you mean insulating? What am I insulating? This is an underground steel building with, it'll keep temperature. It'll keep 60 degrees year round, no matter what the temperature is above the ground. I don't need to insulate anything. I put a wood stove in there, remember? If I want to bring the temperature up to 70. Oh, hey, do you have some beans there, lady? So that's what this is. It's geothermal. I'm creating something that will not need to be heated or cooled. You know how much warmer it would be than in here? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be. It gets 45 degrees in here. If once I get that thing sealed up, get the dirt pushed back over, that thing will keep 60 degrees year round. And then if I want to light that wood stove that I have in there, I'll light a wood stove, open up the little door, that whole building will be concrete. And now if I put a big, oh man, I can't imagine if, it's going to keep beautiful temperature. We should all live like this. I put a lot of effort into this, and so it gives me the ability to have some things. It's still an archive more than anything. So I think I should spend the money, because I could spend the same money on those culverts, right? Or I could get off my butt and design a roof. So that means I'm going to have to custom bend every single piece to fit, custom fit, but I'll figure that out and then form a graph, right, system. And then I have to have something to support that. So I was thinking about using tin, because I have some tin, try to get it, and then try to build a support system underneath it, because I don't think I need to put that much concrete, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 inches of concrete over that whole top of those steel culverts, right? Over the top of the culverts. Then the sun will never ever touch, even if that's out above the sun for now. Even if it's out above the sun for now, because I could like paint it tan or sand or something to kind of match if it's sticking above the dirt line until I pull all that dirt back. Then that sun is never going to hit that steel culvert, and it will completely change the temperature then. That way that concrete won't heat up through that, 3 or 5 inches of concrete, and that metal in there. And oh man, even if it's above ground. So it's a little overdoing it too. But I really would have liked to put concrete over that whole roof as well. So I think that's something that I'm going to try to accomplish as well by going ahead. So I got to take tomorrow, whether I like it or not, and pull again and pull the hammer and just, or to put the hammer down on that, concrete load and say, bring it. It's cash on delivery. So he won't take a credit card now. When he brings it out. So I think I should do that, guys. What do you think? Just do it. Just get it. It's getting too cold in the season. I pull all the dirt back. I have them fill it. It's going to all get backfilled with concrete, under it. A lot of it be, 10 feet down underneath the dirt. That's not going to get in the frost line. That'll have time to cure in all winter long. It puts me short, you know what I'm saying? All metal mesh and steel. I said 10, where I got about 10 feet, maybe 6 or 8 feet of roof that needs to be the culvert. So what I'll do, because I have a lot of rebar, is I'll bend the rebar. I'll probably first lay tin over it, right? Lay tin, and I can form enough tin over it where it'll probably hold its shape with tin. And then I'll make something where I'll put some risers, and I'll put rebar, and I'll bend that rebar the exact same shape, right? And then I'll lace that rebar in there. I will lace them in there. I'll lace those, not every one, but I'll lace some of that rebar to pull it together. And then I'll string more, rebar all the way across those seams. That will not only go on the missing part, but I have long pieces of rebar that'll go all the way across if I want to. And I'll cross over the seams onto the other sides of at least a foot or two of overlap onto the other ones, and then backfill that whole thing with concrete, the whole shell with concrete. And then wherever that, because that will sit on top of the culvert, that's not going to have, but I'll have some tin, and then I'll try to come back up and build some kind of supports. I'll put, some kind of bracing up there. I can put bracing with some 2x4s or something in there. Yeah, and that way we'll all grab all that rebar laced together. Will grab all that weight and hold all that weight to that rebar. It will be stuck to the rebar, not pushing on, all that weight will distribute across all that. I've done concrete, so I know how to build a system to get it, up off. I can lay the rebar down on that and just do it but I need that rebar up off the ground between the middle of that however much concrete, so it sits in the middle. That's why I plan on running some above and below, and then I'll run them out into the span. Let's say if the roof was this much in the middle and this was out in the span, I go ahead and run some of that over so that those will also rest on top of that rebar. That's probably what I'll do. I'll actually let some. I think I have enough rebar to go ahead and lay all the way down, so that some of that rebar is actually setting on that first. Yeah, and then I'll build a grate. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I haven't even done it. I've done it in my head already, but I think that's why I need to. That's why I need to get the concrete, because it will. I need it for the roof. So I have what is it? Thursday tomorrow. I got 4 or 5 days to get this all prepared, and I have a really tough spot to build where the culvert is sticking up around the block walls, and I haven't put the block wall. I have the block wall on the other side, so I know I can run that rebar down into that block, and then I got to bring it back over. But I don't have any wall to attach it on the other side. I got to build some kind of great system. That's the only thing I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that and pull that off. That's why I still need some concrete right now. So I'm probably going to have to make a trip to town before Friday either way. And that's all right. It is what it is. Grab some concrete, and I need to probably go buy some groceries. I haven't gone grocery shopping in town in, I don't know, 6 months, a year or something. So it'd be like a kid to the, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's plenty of, the shelter's not built like that. It's not built like airtight type shelter. There will be, some air. There will be some air. There'll be some air spot. It's not 100% airtight. It could be when it's backfilled. I had already planned on doing that at the very last minute. You know what I'm saying? At the last second, because I can take, and put a hole anywhere I want, and then pop my vent hole in. You know what I'm saying? Because there's an entrance and an exit, and then there's the whole exit, out of the entrance that goes down in the stairwell, all that area. The exit to the other one is just a wall and a small 2x2 exit that you can climb out and get out of. It's an escape, right? An escape. You have to get an entrance and an exit. So if you build a shelter, you got to get a way you don't put your one entrance and just not have a way to get out. So, you know what I'm saying? I will have a way I don't necessarily need that hole like you guys think, you know what I'm saying? With the way I've designed this. Well, it just depends on how far back I backfill it at this point. Right now, from where the ground is sitting, it's 25 feet down from where I'm sitting now. Underneath my feet right now, 25 feet. maybe 28 feet. So 28 feet down. About 25, I think, because I'm 28 down to where I started doing the well. So pretty deep down in the ground. So I did a lot of, like I said, it took me a lot of years to dig it. So 4 years to dig it by hand. But hallelujah. So I think having coming in and having this last bit poured in, remember I've been kind of all adamant about mixing my own concrete, not using the mixer. Heck with it. Let's just pour the last of it. Not that I deserve anything, but that'd probably be a good way to end this side of the, the shelter and really feel like I did this, the right way. And then I'll know that it's, if I have extra concrete, that's good. I'm just going to pour it on top of the building, and then that'd be fine. Actually, it wouldn't be too bad if I could just have a nice splash right over the top of that, I'd throw some wire in there, some chicken grate in there. It wouldn't even have to be perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm doing this time. If anybody wants to donate to concrete, we can make a concrete fund separate if you want to. I mean, whatever. It's $650 worth of concrete, so you can put a PayPal out, or because I'll need this money by Friday, so it either have to be through PayPal or CashApp. If anybody wants to, just put concrete or let me know. Hey, I want to buy some of that for you. I'll buy some of that. Yeah, I'm going to just donate it all to the ministry anyways, brothers, sisters. So this isn't no gain to me, so to speak, like that. So I'm going to get this in no matter what's going to happen. You don't have to do anything, brothers, sisters. It's all right. Everything will work out. Everything will work out. I have stuff for sale. I put a lot more stuff up for sale. I'm going to put more stuff up for sale for tomorrow. I'm going to work tomorrow. I'm just going to keep going, man. I'm just going to keep going and not go too hard because I don't care about any of this. I just died yesterday and would have been happy. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to accomplish anything. It's already done. All I'm doing is God's will now. And then I'm still have to look after the flesh. So what a better way to say, hey, let's forget about all this. All just go fishing and hiking. Let's go fish and hike. Yeah, I don't have no more coffee. I made some coffee, but it got a little bit. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's God's going to be happy. Well, what did you do in your last days? Well, I went and hung around in the woods, went and traveled and saw waterfalls and different geological features, went and looked at petroglyphs and went and collected different kinds of rocks and different things and just stayed in nature more than anything. And hey, maybe I was like, hey, and I finally met my other half somewhere between here and wherever that might be, or no, or never, but I don't think I will here, nobody saw me here just because like, man, I am so madly in love with the guy. I'm going to do everything to go move with it. I want to go live on his movie set and be with him. I want to be his Bonnie, right? To his Clyde, right? No. Yeah. You notice? Yeah. Oh no, it's done. The channel's going backwards, Lady in Red. We're going backwards. We're almost to 17,002 away. I went and checked. We're at 1802 now. So after stream, every time we do a stream now, we go backwards. If I didn't stream, the channel would probably stay where it's at, but no, we're going backwards. I'm pretty sure we'll be back under 17 after this stream. So congratulations to the backwards stream. We're going backwards. We were going up, but now we're going backwards again. Every time we do a live stream, we lose subscribers. So make sure you stay subscribed to the channel. Let's see. Hold on. What's this guy? I got a hit on something, guys. Give me a second. I got oh, hold on. I got somebody who, what is this about? When can I check it out? Okay. Okay, hold on one second. Why these people are so stupid? Okay, hold on one second. Hey, give me 1 second. I got a hit on this little teeny tiny car and that I have out here, this Toyota Tercel that I have. And I have a truck canopy up for sale. So give me a minute. Let me check these things and I'll be back. And I apologize. You guys probably won't be here. If anybody wants to donate to the Cash App, to the concrete fund, that's $648 worth of, that's my land payments out here. Well, little less than my land payments, but oh well. And next month it's tax season, isn't it? Darn, the timing's so bad with all of this. So, but if anybody wants to make contribution towards concrete for the shelter, you'll be just giving it to the ministry eventually. So I'll be back in a flash. I need to check. I got a message on the car and I got a message on this little topper. So trying to get this done, make it happen, guys. Getting closer and closer. With every sale, it just puts me that much closer, and I haven't sold a lot, but I've sold some of my bigger things. So man, I wish somebody would have just bought that 5-acre parcel. I can't believe it's the closest, one of the closest properties to the school in this valley. I'm going to raise my price back up. I was getting more hits on that when the price was higher on that property. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on one second. Agape, I'll be right back. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your patience. I got it. And normally I don't even care. I don't do it and I just let it go, but I got to make this work. I'm so close. $2,500. I could be driving a 4Runner that I'll never have to get in and worry, oh my God, is this thing going to break down? Is it going to, it's like a new car, man. It's probably even got that new car smell, and it's 1993. So I don't like new cars. Yuck. So I'll be right back. Hold on. Much love. Come on now. So I guess it's, boy, if I sold both of those, I'd be a little closer. So let me go outside and water this sagebrush out there. There's some sagebrush that needs to be watered here. So a little late night watering. Give me 1 second here. We have to do that out the front. We have to do some late night watering. Some more water in my glass here too, some more ice. Good boy, man, you're gonna have your peanuts. Your egg. Oh, Mr. Tuggy guy. Mr. Tuggy. Let me get a jacket. It's starting to cool off inside this cabin here. We're getting a little chilly. Getting a little chilly. Let's go check and see what our temperature is here in the cabin. Cabin temperature at this time. Night's gonna be super warm compared to when it's gonna be in the morning. It is. It's 50 degrees, 51 degrees. See, it's colder in here than it would be underneath the house, right under the underground house. Underground shelter. It's 51 degrees in the cabin right now. So it'll be colder than that in the morning. It'll be like 38 degrees in the morning here in the cabin. Probably something like that. But that's okay. I'll be all right. I got blankies. So if I had somebody here living with me, I would keep the house, keep the cabin warm. It's just me here, so I don't need the creature comforts of life. I'm planning on going and living in the woods for a little while, so why do I need to live with creature comforts, heated? I don't need none of that. I don't need none of that. So anyway, and fight or flight, make your plan. Do you love America? No, I rebuke America. America is an apostate nation. America sucks. America is horrible. With 1,000+ military bases in 180 countries, a bunch of silent idiots sitting around doing nothing. Just let this country turn into what it is today. But all by the will of the Father. So, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. They'll say, soon, alas, alas, the great Babylon is no more. Yeah, fight or flight. What are you going to do? Things are breaking down pretty quickly. You could stay and fight with people, or you could get the hell away from people. Find a place away from people. I live way out in the country already, and I don't think I'm far enough away from society. I don't have a neighbor within eye shot, really. I mean, I do, but they're so not within earshot. They're within eye shot, but not anywhere they could hear me. Kind of that happy medium, so to speak, I'd fight with my family and leave everyone else. Yeah, well, you better leave now, or you're going to be fighting everybody, and your family's all probably going to die because there's going to be too many people for you to try to fight off. The deal is you want to get away from population density. Don't be around anybody when things break down. Be watching it from your... Holy smokes, honey, that's a big stack of smoke. There's another one over there behind that, too. We better wait till that clears off. So, yeah, we've been kicking too many trolls out of here. I think that's what we've been doing. Too many. No, that's all right. I love it. Don't come back. Don't come back here. Don't come try to troll this chat anymore. I've been on fire. You know that I ain't letting these trolls, No, seriously. You got two things. You can fight with all these people for your stuff, or you can take your family and make a couple different locations, in some safe spots where that you can get to later. And if you were there and already had planned these things out, then you just, if one spot gets compromised, you make a big plan with your wife to throw a fit, and oh my God, they got all our stuff, and you walk away, and she's like, oh no, honey, they took all our stuff. No, honey, shut the hell up. Go. They said we leave, and then leave. Let them have all your stuff. Why kill them over, fight over it? Have another cache somewhere else. Have a couple caches in another spot, in another location. Why fight anybody over dirt? I think your wife is more important to protect her. So that's why I might be one of the most amazing. Tango, stop, please. I think I'm one of the most amazing candidates on this rock right now, because I'm single, and most men are not doing anything to protect their women from nothing that is about to come. And I feel sorry for these women. They got a bunch of weak men that don't do nothing and don't live by the word of God. They're not motivated. They're not a living revelation. They're freaking worldly men. They're Jezebels is what they are. But that's all right. I'm just judging them righteously. Most men are not even don't know the word of God. It's not written on their heart. So I'm not saying that I'm special. I just think I'm a better catch than most men on this earth right now. I really do. I'm not saying my looks. Looks fade. So yes, every place. There's no place that soon will not be affected from what is to come. So, but Africa would be the place. Africa will be the place. Africa's already this hell. Africa's going to be the new grow zone. So Africa will be the new, in the next 10, 20 years, Africa will be popping the most. There's more grow zone in Africa than there is anywhere on this rock right now. So get away from society, go back and fish and hunt in the woods and go get away from people and take your family and go freaking live your life. Freaking try to quit chase capitalism. Go be free, so to speak. And they're no, but stop chasing these big buildings and big place. If you want to get a piece, I live a big piece of property. You want a piece of property? I got property for sale. Steve, you want property? I got remote property. I got 20 acres right next to. I'll sell you. I got a deed. I got a 5-acre parcel already dropped $17,000, $18,000 the price off. I'm shaking and moving right now. You don't believe me? Yes, get a good mule. Heck yes, get a mule, get a 4-wheeler, get an electric bike, guys. Get one of those electric bikes. Those things are pimping. I was the other day with a neighbor about it. Get one of those electric bikes, man. Those things are sweet. They're quiet. Imagine the hunting you could get done on that bad boy. Zzz, roll right up, bam. Ooh, honey, we got dinner tonight. So, that's what I'm saying. I'm a smart man. I'm gonna get my lady's gonna get away from. I'm a save her, not from men. I'm gonna take her out in the middle of nowhere and teach her how to. She'll be like Tarzan and Jane, out there. And heck yeah, I'm a defender from lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Yeah, I've had property for sale. I wanted to make a thing because I was thinking about this earlier. Lady in Red, Sister Lady in Red, I appreciate all the work that you've done. Every time I talk about this property, you throw up the marketplace thing, and you've tried so hard to help me out with this. And I appreciate all the extra legwork you've done for throwing up the marketplace thing, because I have talked about it a lot, but I'm trying to make it happen. I'm trying to do this without overdoing it. And I have things for sale. So it's not like I'm getting in here and trying to grift everybody for this money. I have a lot of things in for months and months and months. Since I've got out of jail, I put in a lot of work to put a lot of things for sale up for sale, even land and everything. So, I mean, I'm trying to get, I get stroked by people. Oh, I want the land. I want, whatever happened. Remember Iceman, he was going to buy the land for sure. And remember, there was all this. So I ain't trying to go bad on anybody. It's all God's doing. So, but I do thank you genuinely, Lady in Red, for keep throwing up that, like you have. And it wasn't for lack of effort. If it doesn't happen, I don't care. I don't care what happens. But I do thank you for all the legwork that you put in, tried to assist me to make this happen. And I hope you understand it's genuine. You've seen I haven't been in here trying to grift people. That's not what I'm doing, man. I'm donating all this to the ministry anyways. I'm just trying to get by like all of us, I just got Social Security and, I was trying to do that. I can't believe I dinked that up the other day and didn't see that. Now I got to wait a whole nother extra month. But yeah, I know I appreciate your modding in here, because I put up a lot of extra things. I put in a lot of work here to try to. One piece of land could have sold a month ago, and I wouldn't even be doing this right now. I get so tired of looking through the internet and trying to get paid. I don't want to be here so much. So, but I'm glad that I have this. And so I thank you for, and maybe, and I'm not saying maybe you know what it's like to be me, and I ain't trying to get you to be me, but look at all the effort we put in this, and not one of your links one of these times has come through with a sale. I thank you so much, sister. You know what I'm saying? So, this has just been some local stuff here, you know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate it. And I want you to know it's not in vain to me. Okay. It's not. All the times you put in all this extra effort for me, I do appreciate every time you try to assist this. And then if anybody's got to sit here and watch, you see that. And I don't get accused of being a grifter or anything. But we've had that in the past or whatever, when we had a little bit larger following, when we had more people pouring in here or whatever. But whatever, I just mentioned it at the end or something. But now I'm just trying to get things sold. And so I have to use all my avenues. There could be somebody like right on the other end. I just, like I said, I know people donate millions of dollars every month to these fake churches, and I'm actually just trying to get something sold, so yeah, I don't even care anymore. Don't even pay attention to Lady in Red. It don't matter what this channel does like that. God's doing it. We're just sliding backwards because that's what God wants, obviously it's more talk about this water overlay. I told you there's a certain thing that's putting this channel in the gutter here, and I told you what it is. If I just let the whole celestial alignment go in the title shift, the channel would take off again. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. But it doesn't matter. What are we, 17 days tomorrow? 15 days tomorrow? 15 days tomorrow? Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, I don't know. I always use God for everything. God's doing it. God's doing it. In my life, I feel like it is. Because like I said, he could have made anything happen, for like taking the thing with my son. How is that even possible? I haven't checked my emails in a while. And I haven't been getting emails again. Been having like my passport. I can't believe I didn't get my passport. I'm so bummed about that. What a bummer not to send my passport back. Got to take all my precious metals and I got to lose my passport. Why did you even tell me you had it then? Damn it. Some people are so ornery. It's God doing it. God's beating me, guys. God loves to beat the piss out of me all the time, but it's okay. It's worth it because, I still get to be here and still get to be a witness to all these. Yeah, I don't have the money for it or anything. That all takes time and money, but whatever. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. I need a passport right away anyways. So I'll tell you right now, because they listen to me always, whatever. You guys must know that this government's very aware of who I am and been doing this for a long time. So guess what, government? I'll go somewhere where I don't need a passport and then I'll just disappear into thin ice, but not until I get this court stuff done with you. Whatever, your little, yeah. Oh yeah, I finished that right here on the live stream. It was cold too. It was good. I wanted to try some of it when it was cold and it was still very yummy. But that's a good way just to disappear because you're not leaving a little trace everywhere you go on a piece of paper, are you? So I don't plan on traveling. I only plan on traveling if other subscribers or something wanted to get a visit and I could fund it or something, I would, and I'll probably to do all that through the ministry later down the road. But the only place I'd be going is to like Mexico or South America. Mostly I don't need a passport to travel through there. And the only place other that I would want to go that I need a passport would be Australia. I'm pretty certain you have to have a passport to go there. I'd like to go. There's just a lot of followers. If I went over there, I'm sure that a lot of followers from TikTok that still, I'm sure, because I went over to my the TikTok page and I uploaded a couple of videos over there. And no, I'm good. I'm, like I said, I've tried so hard, Lady in Red. I can't wait to hang up this whole internet thing, selling things and doing all this. This is so hard on my body. I'm just getting too old for it. Not like that. Like I'm okay. I'm healthy. It's hard on my mind. It's such a routine. I've done it for so many years, 25 years or something. I've bought and sold via the internet, you know what I'm saying, is made my way. I love it. I got to be a single dad, and I mean, I had a landscape company, I had businesses and stuff, but I got to be at all his parent teacher conferences and schools, and football practice when I homeschooled him a lot. That allowed me to do that. All this. I just was a huge part of his life. And then the self-employment that I told you said, I got to, uh, what's going on there, Danny? Um, I got to spend a lot of time, with my son, and then I got to chase the time instead of the money. You know what I mean? I found again that if I could get my bills paid within the first week, I could spend 3 weeks of the month studying and hanging out and doing things with my son as a single dad. And I didn't know what to do other than be a dad. I still look what I'm doing. I still, my duty as a dad. So you're facing felony charges right now, dude, because you're your son. Well, it's bigger than that, but you don't just stop taking care of somebody, your children, when they turn into adults, right? They turn 18. They're still, if he's a good young man, he's a good young man. Busy as crazy, man. Just always trying to come up with $2,500 cash, trying to get something sold so I can go buy a vehicle, so I can go fishing and throwing a pole in the water in a dozen years. Hadn't done anything but try to build a community, and nobody came. So now I've changed and flipped my life over to heck with it. I'm giving everything to the church, and I'm walking away from it all. Walk away from it all, and I can give it to the ministry. Did you make that iron wall thing that represents the cowboy cabin? I don't know what that is, iron wall thing. Huh. Not sure. But I'm hoping tomorrow, like I said, something tomorrow. I've got, 40 some things listed now, 45, 50 things listed. To die. I want to die, Danny. I want to die. I can't wait to die. But I can't die yet because I got to get my son through this little thing, and hopefully it's got to be bigger. I said, got to see this whole court thing come to fruition for the bigger cause, not just me or my son or any of that. There's a bigger thing going on here. So the circle iron. Not sure what that is there. Lady in red. Sister, I'm not sure. What we're talking about, the iron, the circle thing. Circle iron. Cowboy. Oh, haven't been working on anything else but the shelter recently. Getting this archive, the under arc, as Don said, the under arc, and obviously all the other things I've been trying to do. Cowboy hat, iron on wall, outside. You don't trust me when it is the time of our Lord. No, you don't trust me when it is your time. Who are you talking to, Danny? You talking to somebody in the chat? I don't think you're talking to me. I don't want to trust. I don't know who you are. How do I know you, Danny? What do you mean? Trust? What do you mean trust? Yeah, you must be talking to somebody else in the chat, not me. Yeah, that's already done. But what do you mean? I didn't do anything on the iron. Interesting. That thing's been up there forever. The rusty cowboy with the cowboy hat. Yeah, he's been on the side of the building for some time. I don't know how many years. The man that stole my cowboy hat. So, no, that's actually something I added to it. It wasn't in the circle. It was just the dude, and he didn't have the firearm, the fake firearm, the little cast iron, whatever that somebody cast, some kind of cast, of like a little 6-shooter or something. And then I stuck that and nailed it in his hand. So I built it. Yeah, I built that to, the cowboy himself, he's just a cowboy, and he moves, his arm moves in any position, he has. But I got him kind of doing his thing in the circle, and I don't know what your thing is about circles out there, Tracy. What the hell? You built a UFO? Those people are like, dude, you have a UFO in your front yard, man. That's crazy. Who has a UFO in their front yard? Like, where did that come from? I say, crash landed on the 5 acres and I brought it over here. Really? No, I built it. You built a UFO. Okay, well, you said you were different. That's definitely, you said we came over here, but we never expected a UFO. So they're newcomers to this town. They've only been here about a year. So that took me years to build that, Lady in Red. It took me years. And like I said, it's that I picked pieces up from all over the state as I was out working and doing. I mean, it's just a conglomeration of, it's art to me. So it's just an art piece. It's for the bigger cause. For like that piece is a much bigger cause than what people even know. That's between me and God. I built that for me, and then in the community got to enjoy it. It sucks that it's still not over on the 5 acres, and I couldn't get the community out here to help me because the kids absolutely adorned it. They would drive on their way in the morning to school. And imagine when it was 45 feet in the air and it's dark outside, the whole thing lit up and the lights are all going and you could see it kind of early in the morning. It was, it took me a lot of years to put together. All that property was a huge effort, but it all fizzled out. And God's like, stop putting things on poles, you pagan, Tracy. All right, God, I'm trying. I'm just mocking them, Father. They think they believe in UFOs, Father. I don't believe in UFOs. You know that. Elijah left in a flaming chariot, Father. I know what it is, Father. I know what you're talking about. The skies will roll back like a scroll. There's a reason why my son's name is Elijah. It's not for no reason. Okay. My middle name is John. His main name is John. Nothing happens by chance. Okay. There's no such thing as luck, brothers and sisters. There's no such thing as luck. God creates all things. So he just makes me do things that most of the world, and I'm not the first person to do it, but it's just the way that I did it, the way, I do things. It was from God. Remember, I have a UFO. Where's that UFO? Where'd that go? All right, come on. Hold on a second. Let me pull my sleeve up there a little further. Why do I have a UFO tattoo? Gee, I thought that was all biblical, Tracy. Gee, I wonder. So I don't know if I've ever shown you guys the old UFO tattoo. I don't show that one very often, do I? Have you guys ever seen the UFO tattoo? I think I've shown it a couple times. It's always been there. It just blends in, doesn't it? Yeah, it's been hiding there all along. So, but anyways, it's oh man. Yeah, there you go. So it's all the Father. The Father makes me do whatever I do. I'm not like I said, I'm not here for me. Have a good evening there. Today was the better day. Tomorrow's going to be worse. But that doesn't mean that if you sowed your seeds on good fertile ground and on rocky ground, it will hold it and for the times. And so, hallelujah. Use today is the better day. The cream always rises to the top. Leaven causes the whole, little leaven leavens the whole lump. So remember that it works both ways. As is above, so is below. On earth as it is in heaven. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father. So, what a blessing, to have this, what we got going here, brothers and sisters. I'm super stoked that the Father is, like I said, he's letting some restraints up on me because he does things pretty commonly in my life in cycles. So hopefully, I told you again, I'm seeing light here at the end of the tunnel, and we'll reap what we sow. Remember, even the smallest seed, so the mustard seed, so the smallest seed grows to be the largest, in the garden. So don't look at things like what you think right now, because he will, these things again. It's that same lifting, Elijah. It's that same gospel. Stay in that word that I keep teaching you. Stay in the gospel. Stay in the word. Be not of the world. Be in it, but be not of it. Cash is king. Ching, ching, bling, bling, right? No, not the kind of fold that jingles, but put something away for a rainy day, the extra oil, and find a good, safe spot, where you're away from chaos. It's very important. I keep beating this into you guys' head, but I want you to understand it's very important. Having a place that you can what's that? Yep. But either way, again, the idea is to get away from chaos and get away from people who want to fight and are ill prepared, that have no skill set, that can't make it without a Burger King, without a Hardee's, without a Walmart, without a Jack in the Box, without a Checkers, without a Sonny's Barbecue, something, on their own. And if everything was taken from you, do you have a skill set? Can you still survive? Can you make it without? Do you have any way to, can you skin an animal? Can you walk around and collect, any kind of food in your area instead of killing somebody over because you're so hungry? You've already lost your mind. You didn't think about, man, I should be able to be prepared for when things break down. I should have a skill set just in case everybody takes everything from me. See, ladies, I'm like Tarzan. No, there's nobody in here eyeing me. Don't worry about it. We don't have the viewing in here. I'm gonna hang out with the bears and the mountain lions, brothers, sisters. And that's what I'm gonna do. So fight or flight, fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? That's what you've got, No, nobody's putting it in long run, lady. You put in more time here than anybody. You're a true mod. You know what I'm saying? Not that I don't love all the mods that we have on the channel, but you mod the channel like a channel moderator does. I know there are true mods, and you mod like a moderator does. And I appreciate you've been such an asset. Like I said earlier, I appreciate again all the extra effort you put in on this whole marketplace thing. So I feel good. I'm in the home stretch. Like I said, about $4,000 or $5,000 that the shelter will be buttoned up with everything, even better than I ever thought. You know what I'm saying? Way better than I ever thought. Way better than I ever thought of doing it, in a lot of ways, because I never thought about filling all those. I did long ago, but then I realized when I started running out of concrete here, a couple weeks ago, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to have all the the ability to fill all these cells like I originally wanted to. And I had to start topping some things off, putting whatever the roof on it in one spot. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to. No, I do appreciate everything. Like I said, this channel has been such a blessing to me. It's pushed me through a really tough time. This is one of the most difficult times I've been through some pretty tough stuff, man. Being a veteran, law enforcement officer, growing up in one of the biggest cities. Just my name growing up gave me a lot of hard times, and just where I grew up, who I was. And so having a blessing, having other people in here has kept my brain in so much a better place. If not, I'd sit out here alone and I just talk to the dogs and I talk to God, because I've done it for years. So I don't work with the radio on. I don't need a fan on at night. No, I'm good for now. I'm about, like I said, I'm about ready to, I mean, I'm a little sore, but for some reason he's giving me, I don't know, like I said, I know what it is. I just won't lift anything. Yeah, I know. That's why we get along pretty well. I'm veteran. I try to, well, we kind of run it like a military. That's how I'm a little militarized at times, obviously. So, but, I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I appreciate you pushing, help me push through these last, and I'm not done with this thing with my son. That's what's bothering me. If you didn't have anybody to talk to, it drives you crazy. It really does. But I have other people around. I mean, but again, I don't talk to anybody for more than 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And they're just like, I've just talked their ear off and they can't take it any more than about an hour in person, because I'm not restrained. I'm not on the internet. I can say what I want. I'm unfiltered. And I have to filter what I say on this. It's a lot of doors left open. So I don't know. I don't know how my son's doing. I have no idea. Don't have anybody to, just talking to somebody today. I don't even have anybody to, the only person that could have talked to him is now, he's saying that my son's refusing his calls, and I don't believe that for a second. So I've kind of come to another conclusion here, brothers, sisters, because it's just a couple of us in here, the situation with this precious metals. Remember when I was told that there was half of them that were left? Oh, there's half of them or more of them were left. I think my son's wife and my friend, well, I know he's not my friend anymore because he hasn't called me at all. And now he's supposedly sent my passport back. Remember the passport? And that's been 20 some days. It only takes 3 days to come from in-state. So I just don't think it's going to show up in the mail, along with, all the lies that I was told. So I think the reason why I was told that half the metals, something like about half, is because they half the metals. She got half, he got half, and they've walked away from this, both of them, so to speak. And the only reason I say that is today is that I got a call from somebody else, not through contacting me, because she doesn't want to break any rules. I'm not trying to break any rules. That they brought some stuff here. She brought some stuff here to the shelter to put inside the shelter, some books, and that she wanted her stuff back. Her books. There's a couple boxes of books that she brought here. They were going to move out here. So when they came out here, the first time they came out here, they brought some books and stuff. Not when they were out here last time. That was just, that was an on the fly deal. But I just told them to come out here. But I think I figured it out today because she called and says she wants her stuff. So I think there's going to be a final resolve on this. And the one thing I hope that doesn't happen here, that I just had this crazy gut feeling about, is that I hope she don't take no charge. She didn't have anything to do with this, so to speak. So I think maybe she did. And I think I may be right. And if I'm wrong, one of the two took it. But I never thought they split it. And that's why I realized I didn't get the passport back. He hasn't had any contact with my son. He said my son won't take his phone calls. How am I supposed to believe that? My son's not going to take his phone calls? That just doesn't make any sense. The whole thing I told you about the whole deal don't make any sense. But now that she wants her stuff back, I think she's trying to just cut her losses. And I'm wondering if she's even, because he said that she didn't have any contact with my son. they haven't talked to each other. And I'd only ever heard them once when we were in court. They were over the phone. They called in and I was there in person. So, I think that she took half the medal, and that, whatever the other guy that had my dog, obviously that he wouldn't get my dog back. He said he sent the pastor. Nothing he said is the truth. And he hasn't even called me to check on me. He's my only friend that I had. He's my only friend, what I'm saying, that I had. I only known him for a few years. So he's the one who helped my son. So I think he helped himself to half the medal, and she got half the medal. And I think I'm going to be right about that. And that's crazy. I think they split the medals and they're not talking to each other. And they just, no, the channel dropped out because it's, like I said, we got an X flare. So remember, it's going to be affected by that. But I don't know if that makes sense. Do you hear what I was saying, though, lady in red? I think the medals I think they went and got Elijah out of jail, got my son out of jail, took my gold, and didn't spend any of their money, didn't spend any, because he had precious metals. He had just sold his car. She had a paycheck. She had a final paycheck. They had money to get him out of jail. Plus the stuff that the guy who had my medals, what I'm saying, he was going to chip in. He ended up not chipping in any. He said, no, he didn't chip in any, because he ended up saying, he said the day that I called him, that day that we went to jail, he said, man, I'll be back the next day and I have almost all the money right now. I almost have enough money to get him out. I just need a little bit more. And that turned out to 9 days. And finally I called him on it and he's like, I only got $4,500. And that's what I got from that dude. And I'm like, what? Just take the precious metals and go get my son out of jail. There's enough gold in there. He's got some silver. He just sold a car. She's got a paycheck. Go get him out. And that's when I, got a hold of him. He's like, well, we ended up having to spend some of the silver. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, don't touch any of that. Last time something like this, came up, I lost all my, and I had way more. So, now than I did last time. So why, why wouldn't you, if you were just going to take all the precious metals from me, why did you let him sit in jail for the extra 8 days? He could have been bailed out day 3. I think I finally said, dude, just go take this. Here's where it's at. Go get it, take it out, take the gold, get him out of jail. I'm tired of looking him in here. I'll stay in here if they send me in prison. I don't care. He's out of jail. Just get him out of here and I'll figure out me. I don't worry about it. Do not bail me out of jail. You bail me out of jail, I forfeit my right to a speedy trial. Don't bail me out of here. So leave me in here. So anyways, I think that may be what's going on. I think I may have figured it out by now. So, and only after I got the phone call today did it make sense. Like, oh, half. Oh, that's why he's not calling me. They both just, and what I hope doesn't happen because of this is I hope that my son doesn't lose his wife over this, but whatever it is, God's will be done. God's will be done. So, anyways, once again, it was a little settling today, knowing that, knowing that I think I finally got my answer to what, it took a while, how many days are in it. Now I believe this is a much more, it just seems more plausible why I'm getting, like, why didn't I get my passport back? Why didn't I get my passport back? That should have been sent back in 3 to 4 days. That's in state. That's not that far away. You know, it's 4 or 5 hour drive. It takes 20 some days now. It's been 23rd and it's now the 9th. How many days is that? There's 31. So 21. So 10 days, 19 days. It's something from for 4 hour drive away from here. I understand carriers and things have, but 19 days to get my passport from within state. So I don't know. That was just like, And now this, I'm like, oh, now I think I figured out why I don't think the passport will ever show up. So what? Yeah, 19 days to get my passport back, right? I don't think it's showing up. I don't care. It don't matter. God's in control. God will make everything be the way he wants. He'll pour out a just measure on all things. And whoever did right, whoever did wrong, it doesn't matter. You know, he takes care. He's the one who will do all the condemning. I can just try to judge them righteously, and I have no hard feelings. I'm not worried about it. It's just some stupid shiny metal. So I wish I had about another ounce of silver though, or gold right now, because I could be buying that truck. I'd trade that precious metal, which may be worth more someday. The truck, and you could buy lots, but I don't care. I ain't trying to be. I have the truck I need. I can go to the woods and disappear and go fishing. I don't need anything else. I don't want anything else. So thank you, Father, for this blessing, this ministry. I come away to come in here and blow off a little steam and let it out, because we all got our own, woes in life, and this world's getting pretty tough to transact in financially. Everything's so freaking messed up and out of whack and overpriced and overbought, or under, supply chain shortages are created. And I'm a veteran. I can't even get my Social Security, and they give money to people that just walk across this border or come here without even having any citizenship. Wow. Crazy country I live in. So, yeah, I don't think I have too many mods that don't come in here and mod. There isn't too many. We really haven't put, we don't do too many mods in here. You know what I'm saying? I know we have some mods in here, but we don't have a ton of mods. I know I've been in channels where they have a lot more mods than this channel, for as many as this, at 17. I think we're going to definitely be at 17. But I wonder how many mods we have. I think we have the right amount of mods, to be honest with you, because when you're not here, it's not, there's some that come in, and sometimes we'll get 2 or 3 mods in at one time, but I don't think we ever excessively have an excessive number of mods in the room. Sometimes I'm in here by myself. Not too often, nobody will be in here. But yeah, I think we have the right amount of mods for the channel. There isn't anybody right now that I can think that shouldn't be a mod that is, or that just doesn't show up anymore, because I think we have the right amount of mods. And yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's perfect for the channel. That's not even 1 mod per 1,000, so not overly modded. You guys are just pretty on top of what we modded. We do throw more people out than come in. And that's why the channel's not going anywhere. I'm sure YouTube does not like that. Think about that, lady in red. This channel throws out more probably per people coming in. We throw more people out. Yeah, I know. Remember, he was going to buy the land. People come and go. Remember, where's Kiwi? Remember, all these people just easy. It's all right. I hope they're all living their lives and never come on the internet again and just disappeared in the other fishing or something. You know what I'm saying? And haven't run into woes. So I don't have no hard feelings for anybody about it. The guy with the red hair. mess here on all these people, man. Yeah, that's all right. Oh, man. All right. Let's shut her down. Let's get this bad boy shut down. Love you guys. We'll see you sometime tomorrow. Still have land for sale if you want to buy it. And if you know anybody who does, get a hold of me. And if not, hopefully God will let something sell on the internet tomorrow. And hopefully in this next couple of days, I'll be able to get this vehicle. Thanks for coming in. Blessings, guys. Like I said, I get this done and these 2 more things, guys. I really won't have anything to worry about. I think the rest of what I need to do here will all just kind of fold right into place. You reap what you sow. And I'm super excited about being back in nature for a while and taking some vacations. I'll come back here and still work and work hard. You know what I'm saying? I will. I'll have other things. I want to get these other cabins finished up, either here or sold. And I think I'm going to sell them. I mean, if I can pay them off, the cabins will stay here. If I can pay the land off, the cabins will stay here. You know what I'm saying? But they'll generate income. But if not, if you think about it as an income source, if I'm not going to pay the land off, if I could sell that cabin for $25,000, which I have about, I don't know, probably a little more than half of that in it. So there's a lot of profit, but there's not even accounting some of my build time and some of the others. I'm just trying to be conservative. I'd have to rent it out 250 times at $100 a night. 250 times just to kind of break even. So I don't know. I might just sell it, if it takes a lot of rentals to make your money back. And if I could take that money now, I could do something with the money, like I could go get the permitting I need, whatever, get everything, this land turned over the money, get it paid off, or why hold on to it? I can build another one, not that one, but you see what I'm saying? It's almost more profitable to just build these things than it is to rent them out. It's a nice little side income. If you could get 5, 6, or 8 of them out here, you got a sourcing, it'd be a great passive income. And a lot of it too, if you could, not a lot, but a real nice, pretty good, steady, I know you want something. Too quick. What are you talking about? Too quick. The lady in red. I'm not sure what you mean. Too quick. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but either way, I do think that selling them will be profitable because you could take the money that you have now. Yeah, I don't know. I've showed it to a couple of them. Showed it that one person. Oh, that's too close to the highway. Show them that this is 80 acres in, or 60 back to theirs, and oh, that's too far. What the hell? Too far away from the land, too close. Yeah, whatever, to the road. So, no worries. It'll all happen in God's time. So, but we'll see. Like I said, I don't need anything else to sell right away, because I don't have to sell the land to give the land to the ministry and sell it right away. I just would like to get out from underneath the payments. And I want to donate it to the ministry. Anyways, I think it's what will make everything happen that needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's what will make happen is by donating it to the ministry. Everything that I could not accomplish will all happen under High Desert Grace and Truth. So what a blessing that will be. Hopefully the internet will still be up and we'll be able to share those days together. And, well, it's about to any minute. So it's getting down there. So I better get off here and get to sleep, get to resting, take some time and relax a little bit, and get in prayer a little bit with the Father and before I go to bed, and have some conversation about where he wants to guide me. Like I see a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, brothers and sisters. I see, we got to get through some really tough times, but once we make those times up, it's going to be amazing times ahead. Well, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So Much blessings in Agape. I'll see you guys again, the Most High willing. Thank you, Shiloh, for the inheritance. And thank you for the blessing of you guys coming back again and again. Thank you for your tithe of your time. Once again, your tithe is important to this ministry. It's what makes this channel what it is. It's not just Tracy or Apocalypse in here. It's all of us as a whole. 17,000. We'll see. I think we'll be down to 17,000 now. Okay, because we just keep getting subtracted. So we'll have a 17,000 reverse celebration. No, we won't celebrate anything. All right, always Agape. I am Revelation. Little light conversation tonight. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit enlightening. Links in the description if you want to support the ministry, guys. Find any monetarily. Much love and Agape. I'll see you guys again soon. I am Apocalypse. Whoa.